Time now for the Fighting Hawks pregame show, presented by Sanford Health. Here for all, here for good.
It's another Missouri Valley football Saturday inside the Alair Center, and the 8th-ranked North Dakota Fighting Hawks are flying high. Fresh off a statement win over number 12 Southern Illinois, UND remains undefeated in the Valley. But this afternoon, the Indiana State Sycamores are back in town. These two have traded heartbreakers in back-to-back seasons, an overtime thriller in Grand Forks a couple years ago and a Sycamore stunner last year in Terre Haute. Alongside Ryan Kosowski, former UND captain, I'm Jody Norstead. Glad to have you along for the ride here on Midcoast Sports. It is a big Saturday in the Valley in particular, and for UND, it's all about keeping pace with the other two teams that'll be in action later tonight, North Dakota State and South Dakota State in the Dakota Marker game. But as you look at the standings, Ryan, this is going to be a fun end to the season and a big push.
It certainly is, and this is what you want. If you're a fan of North Dakota, you want your team to be in these kind of positions where they're fighting for that conference champion. If you look right now at the standings too, North Dakota's right up there, right where they want to be. 3 of the last 4 are against those Dakota schools, so that's why tonight this game is extremely important for this team to come out and perform.
No margin for error, and if UND keeps running the football like they have, they'll have a great shot to stay at the top. The Hawks ranked 12th nationally, averaging more than 217 on the ground. They'll look to attack the heart of a Sycamore defense that has struggled mightily stopping the run. But Ryan, they'll do it shorthanded.
Yeah, they will. You know, unfortunately, Gavin Zebarth goes down last game. Huge blow for North Dakota, a guy that really was coming into his own. But that offense has been so balanced this year, and it's because of the running game. And I think today it's got to be that same thing, whether it's Sawyer Seidel, Xavier Lee. They've got to be able to run the football against a defense that really struggles to stop the run. Look for North Dakota to go downhill at Indiana State.
And a big key on the other side for Indiana State will be running the football, keeping the ball away from UND. Nick Osho's been a good weapon, quietly having a big year, averaging over 7 yards a carry, and he's found the end zone in 4 consecutive.
Yeah, really a guy that North Dakota has to make sure they bottle up. They've got to make sure they know where he is at all times. You're going to see the quarterback kind of read that play too and give it to Osho or not. But Nick Osho's a guy for North Dakota. They have to know where he is at all times. He's been a playmaker for Indiana State this entire season.
So here we go again. The Hawks defending their home turf. The Sycamores looking again for an upset. At the Alair Center, it's ready to roar here. It's North Dakota and Indiana State next on Midcoast Sports.
Here, we believe in doing good, even in small ways. In ways nobody sees and only a few notice. We do good in all the details. Through all the difficulties, we do good with every appointment, every conversation.
Intercepted here. Look at this. Avery Scott.
Right up the middle. There goes Chase Mason. Easy into the end zone for number 7.
You are looking live inside the Alair Center in Grand Forks as we get set for a Missouri Valley showdown. Indiana State and North Dakota. And what should be an entertaining game on a big day in the Valley. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape between these two squads. North Dakota still unbeaten in Valley play. Indiana State hungry for an upset. North Dakota, a big part of their success has been this offense. Isaac Frichte has had it dialed in his second year as the offensive coordinator, averaging 39 points per game. That's 10th in the FCS.
Yeah, it's been really impressive. You know, I think Jared Kaminsky is a big reason for that as well. Just his play, the way he has come out this year and really commanded that offense. Seems like he is so comfortable out there. He's almost like having a coach on the field. And really for him to win that job at quarterback and play the way he has led to a lot of success for North Dakota offensively.
UND has scored at least 35 points in all but one game, that one being at Montana, the 24-23 loss. Your head coach for Indiana State, Kurt Mallory, in his 9th season, a 26-60 record. He mentioned earlier this week, yeah, we got to be ready for the noise up there. We found that out a couple of years ago, and they played this team tough, but his team is going to be prepared for the environment. Yeah, Eric Schmidt, the head coach for North Dakota, in his rookie season back at his alma mater, leading the program 5-2. Again, great start here in conference play at 3-0. But a lot of the Indiana State guys said, you know, we're looking forward to going up there and bringing the juice.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what I'm thinking too. Kurt Mallory always has his team prepared. They are always going to come out. They're going to play with great energy. They're going to be ready to go. They're not going to be intimidated. Obviously, coming in here a couple years ago and almost beating North Dakota in this environment, this is a team that is well coached. They're going to be well disciplined, and they're not intimidated by any sort of environment that they walk into, and that's taken on because of their head coach and the confidence that he instills in them.
CJ Elrich got hurt in pregame warmups last week, so your kicker on kickoffs today, Kenton Loffman, he laces it deep, and he's been the kicker on kickoffs regularly, but we might see a new player doing field goals and extra points. More on that in a bit. Your starting quarterback for Indiana State is Keegan Patterson, who came in. Elijah Owens was the guy the last couple of years, so explosive, and he gets hurt early in the season. Keegan Patterson has taken over, 5 games played, a 58% passer, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. We'll see what he can do against this tough UND defense. There you get a look at our all-true starting quarterback. As North Dakota gets set in that 4-2-5 defense, fakes the handoff, going to the air here early and out of the reach of his favorite target, Rashad Rochelle. Take a look at the rest of the offensive starters, brought to you by All True. Heil, Page, and Solifa Fatu are the middle of that offensive line. Osho, we talked about him in the pregame, one to watch, averaging 7 yards a pop. Rochelle, an explosive receiver. So is Zach Drodry Jr. Had a couple of big catches against NDSU a week ago. UND with a big sack and nearly a fumble. They're going to rule it incomplete, but great pressure being applied already by North Dakota. No surprise as this outstanding defense that morphed into a 4-2-5 this year. Vig, Montre Samuels, Parker, Eckhart has been really good, and then Malachi McNeil, the heart and soul in that linebacker core, alongside Payne Parks, Blewett, Wiltshire, Martin Lewis, and Nolan in your defensive backfield. Martin got dinged up a little bit last week. Not sure if we'll see him or not tonight. And we do see him. He was out there helping out on the tackle, but they get the complete pass.
Well, this is just one of those plays, so you try and get it out. You got blockers on the outside, see if your guy can make somebody miss and get a first down. When North Dakota, that drive brought pressure on first and second down, and really Indiana State had nowhere to go. Good third down stop there by UND.
So Osho with the catch, well short, and we'll get our first punt of the day. Harry Traum had a fake punt and converted it last week against the Bison. Fair catch called for, not made by Lewis, and the ball is on the ground. And Indiana State scrambling for it, and this could be a big snafu early here for North Dakota. We'll wait from the official word here, and a couple of Fighting Hawk players pointing in their favorable direction, and it is going to be UND football. So they dodge a bullet here. Jerry Kaminsky's been firing bullets all over the place. What a year Jerry's had so far. one of the most efficient passers in the country, 18 touchdowns to just 1 interception. He's been phenomenal engineering this UND offense. It's ranked 10th in the country in scoring.
And if you look at the amount of people he's distributing the football to, I mean, that's the other thing. You can't just key on one receiver. He is getting the ball out there. He understands the areas in the zones of the defense that are going to be open. He's done a terrific job getting that football out and making great decisions this year.
Looking right away here on first down. That is complete to Caden Dennis for a gain of 8. Take a look at the rest of your starting lineups for UND's offense, brought to you by All True. Thaden, Beecher, Buxa, Teeter, and Anderson. So Teeter, I think that's going to be Caribou actually there at the right guard spot. Seidel, along with Corey Ty, BJ Fleming, Nate DeMontenac, and the wideouts. A lot of weapons for North Dakota. Here's the handoff using the quickness of Christian Hoskins. The flag thrown in from the back judge here. Usually in the area of holding. We'll see if this one backs UND up.
Holding, offense, number 79, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, remains second down.
That call goes against the junior from Omaha, Trace Thaden, the mountain of a man, 6'8", 295. Take another look here, Ryan.
Yeah, and you'll see right there, 79 kind of takes the guy down. That's where the holding call comes in. And you just use Hoskins' speed to get to the outside, get a first down there. Unfortunately, comes back on a holding call.
Hoskins, Alexandria, Minnesota native, spent 3 years with the Golden Gophers. A lot of speed out there. Another one intended for Dennis, batted up in the air at the line and nearly intercepted by Indiana State. So a little bit of a sluggish start here for North Dakota. They're buried on a 3rd and long. They're not used to operating behind the sticks here. They will here on their opening possession. All true starters for the defense for Indiana State. Jaden Childers, a good one off the edge on that defense. Logan Wilson, one of the top players. The linebackers, Westhoff, McAllister. They'll rotate in a lot of guys. Also run that 4-2-5. Good pressure here again by Indiana State. Kaminsky gets rid of it and throws it out of bounds. Took a big hit from number 95, and that was Logan Wilson.
Yeah, coming into this game, there was a lot of talk about that D-line and those linebackers for Indiana State. And you can see right there, they move well. They did a twist up front there. Wasn't able to get picked up. Kaminsky had pressure right away. And a good defensive start here for Indiana State.
Luke Silvernail on to punt, averaging 40 yards per punt on the season. Pretty good pressure there by Indiana State. Rochelle's going to wave it off, and that one will bounce out of bounds at about the 33 in front of the Indiana State bench. Both teams exchange scoreless possessions. We'll be back with more after this. Elijah Owens was phenomenal at the quarterback spot He's been out since September 6th with an injury. Ples Lawrence hasn't played since September 20th. He is dressed in this game, but boy, Elijah Owens last year, captain, Jerry Rice Award finalist. 70% completion percentage, 1,700 yards, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. An exciting player to watch. So this Indiana State team, Kurt Mallory's squad, has had to overcome some early season setbacks, still trying to figure things out. Patterson trying to hit a deep one here on first down, and it falls incomplete. Good coverage out there by Avery Scott.
Well, North Dakota mixing up pressure there again, brought it from the safety position there, just trying to make sure that there's not enough time back there to just look down the receivers. That one he had to get thrown really quick there. Good pressure by North Dakota.
3 and out on the first possession for Indiana State. Patterson again attacking deep. That time looking for Zach Drodry Jr. The redshirt sophomore from Yulee, Florida. 16 catches, 157 yards on the season.
And going at Avery Scott again on this play, and it's great coverage by Scott. He's able to knock that football down. But I think Indiana State's seeing that man-to-man coverage up there, and they're taking their chances on those deep shots. But on both those plays, Avery Scott was up to the challenge.
North Dakota opponents 32% on third downs on the season. That's 16th best in the country, and that number will continue to improve. Another incomplete. All 3 passes on that possession, they were looking at Avery Scott.
Yeah, they certainly were. And again, it's that man coverage. Hey, can we get an inside route here? Can we get this ball delivered? And each time Avery Scott had great coverage in there. Another 3 and out for Indiana State.
Scott passes the test there. Here comes Traum out to kick. Zach Lewis, who had trouble handling that first punt, a little rugby kick. That one's going to bounce down. Lewis is saying, I want nothing to do with it. Dribbles down to the 15, and that's where North Dakota's offense will come back out. After a 3 and out on their first possession, we'll see what they can do on possession 2. The North Dakota cheerleaders. Thanks for the support.
Lucky for us, life.
North Dakota went to Terre Haute, ranked 15th in the country, and it was an ugly one to start. Simon Rumfo was intercepted on just the second play from scrimmage. Joey Shaw had the pick 6. Rumfo answered back, couple of touchdown passes. This one to Bo Belquist made it 21-13. UND was 21-all at the break. A little back and forth before Elijah Owens to Ples Lawrence takes it 39 yards for the score. Indiana State holds on in the 4th to win it 35-31, and that was a real gut-wrencher for North Dakota. Up the middle, up the gut, I should say. Sawyer Seidel with a big run here on first down, gets bottled up just past the 30. And that is our first down of the game. And it was the guy who had a massive game last week with 4 touchdowns.
Well, and what a hole by the offensive line there. They really opened that up for Seidel. He just had to run forward. Look at that gap that the offensive line created for Sawyer Seidel. That's what they're going to have to do. Again, this defense really struggles against the run. North Dakota needs to continue to have plays like that. Opens up your entire offense. Play action pass.
Here comes Kaminsky looking deep for Hoskins. Just out of the reach of the junior.
And that's what it does. When you're able to have success running the football, you're able to run play action pass and have plays like this. Just a little bit out of the reach of Hoskins. You don't see that very often with the speed that he has. Unfortunately, Jerry just led that one a little bit too far.
Both quarterbacks have been just a little bit off the mark so far in this contest. Bring up 2nd and 10. Fakes the handoff over the middle. Nice catch. And a nice conversion across midfield. Nate DeMontenac with a big gain.
Oh, a really nice play here. Good job by Jerry Kaminsky. You're going to see him kind of reading that RPO. Sees he's got the inside with Nate DeMontenac there. Delivers a well-thrown football. And a first down for North Dakota.
Nate DeMontenac's 17th catch of the season. Now over 200 yards. It's a lone score on the year against Northern Iowa. Fresh set of downs for North Dakota as Fleming comes in motion. Had a big game the last time he was inside the Alara Center. A couple of touchdowns against Youngstown State. That one batted down at the line of scrimmage. Getting a paw on that one was big number 99, Sermaine Campbell. Redshirt freshman, 6'3", 290. Busting through the line.
And that's what you do if you're not able to get the quarterback. Get your hands up. Try and get a deflection. Great job on that because Ramatko was open on the top of the screen there. This was going to be a completion, but gets the big paw up there, knocks that football down, or that would have been a good completion for North Dakota.
Working against Isaac Carvu, the redshirt freshman at that right guard spot. Kaminsky, pressure again. He's going to run it up the middle. Jerry, feet first slide, no flag. And they're marking him just short of the first down, about a yard short. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1 here.
And this is what Kaminsky's done a really good job of this year as well, is kind of seeing, hey, pockets breaking down. Do I have room to run? And then picking up the yards. Good decision to get down, too. He does take the hit, but this is what he needs to continue to do. You got to stay healthy. You got enough yards there. Just get down. Don't take a hit. Good decision by Jerry Kaminsky on that play.
Colton Brunell checks into the game. Redshirt freshman running back from Wisconsin. Man in motion is Strandell. They'll hand it off to Brunell, who's kind of cut from the same cloth that a Gavin Zebarth is. We mentioned it in the open, but if you're just joining us, Zebarth going to miss a good chunk of time, a collarbone injury that he sustained last week. But Brunell's a guy that can kind of pick up the slack.
And he's going to have to be. Again, you need that bruiser. You need the guy in there that can run in between the tackles and take those hits. And when you're able to distribute those carries as the season goes on, that really helps the depth of your running back room and also the wear and tear as the season goes on.
Helps them pick up a first down. They go back to the youngster from Wisconsin into a pile of bodies. Indiana State rotating a lot of bodies in and out of the game, and that's what they're going to want to do. Is you got to continue to have the guys out there. Your defense has been struggling all season long. You got to find the players that want to be on the football field, and you got to keep your bodies fresh. So look for that to continue. Seidel back in the game. Kaminsky under center. Looks over. Complete to Nathan Romadka. And North Dakota continues to move the ball well here. It's going to set up 3rd and inches.
And North Dakota is using tight ends more and more as they're getting healthy. There was a stretch there for North Dakota where that tight end room was extremely thin. Starting to get those guys back. Romadka a couple weeks ago had that huge game here in the Alara Center. Great to see him back out there catching balls and making plays for North Dakota.
2 wideouts to the left of the quarterback. Strandell in motion. Handoff up the middle. Seidel bounces it out. And El Seidel still on his feet. Ping pongs off a defender, and he's into the end zone for 6. He had 4 scores last week, and the touchdowns continue for number 9.
And this is what Seidel does for you. He's got that speed. You're going to see him be able to bounce off the tackler, sees that the outside is open, bounces it out, scores that touchdown. Sam Strandell came across that formation too, got just enough of a block to get that open for Seidel, and a good answer for North Dakota, and a touchdown on the board for the Fighting Hawks.
It's a 22-yard rushing touchdown for Seidel. And the extra point is up and good for Kenton Laufman. 7-0 lead for North Dakota. Sawyer Seidel, another score.
We'd like you to get to know Lignite.
Zero lead, 7th touchdown of the year for Sawyer Seidel. His 5th touchdown in the last 2 games. Had a big week last week on the road, and he continues to torch defenses. 7-0 lead. Our Sanford Health injury report. Dr. Michael Kruger, CJ Elrich had an abdomen tear last week in warm-ups. He's trying to do a dry run on a kickoff, felt it pop, and just kind of a freaky incident. So he's going to miss some time. Hoping to have him back maybe 3 to 4 weeks is an estimate. So the man replacing him is the guy that's about to give it the boot, Kenton Laufman, who just had the extra point as well. Rochelle won't return that one. Let's take a look back on our Lignite Coal Power Drive. Sawyer Seidel got it started with a nice run up the middle. It ended up finishing it as well, but a couple of nice passes in between there, and a nice run by Jerry Kaminsky. Scramble and get a first down, hurting teams with his legs. Seidel, though, tough to bring him down. And that's something that Isaac Frichte said Sawyer has improved a lot on. Early in his career, kind of a guy that you wanted to attack the outsides with, now becoming more of a runner in between the tackles.
And I think in college football, you have to be that guy. You can't just be a speed guy that as soon as somebody touches you, you fall down. You got to be able to break tackles, and Seidel has become that guy. You get in that weight room, you start to develop that strength as college goes on, and I agree with Coach Frichte. I think that's the one part of that his game that's really improved, is being able to break those tackles, be able to run between the tackles, and then get outside when you need to use that speed. But overall has just become a really solid back for North Dakota.
Well, good sign there. That was Ples Lawrence's first carry since September 20th at Montana. Ples had 133 rushing yards and a couple of touchdowns. Another 92 through the air in that season opening win over McKendree. So Lawrence getting his first action in just over a month. Had a good year last year, 410 yards on the ground, 218 through the air, and 6 touchdowns on the season. See if they can use him here on 3rd down. See if North Dakota dials up some pressure. Timeout called by Kurt Mallory and the Indiana State offense. We'll rethink this here early on in the contest, trailing 7-0.
Building a career at Sanford Health is about even more than great pay and comprehensive benefits. It's also about doing good every day. Join us to start a career with purpose. Because no matter what you do here, you'll be changing lives.
Here's a look at that North Dakota defense. Been so good this season.
And there's been so much talk about the offense, which there should be, but when you think about switching to a 4-2-5, I think that's been the most impressive thing this year, is how quickly this defense has come together, how quickly they've really established the fact that they understand the scheme, they understand where they need to be, they've got the right body types in there that they want. And overall, defensively, just been extremely impressed with this unit so far this season.
They've gotten to Patterson so far in this game. Patterson's been able to get out of a few jams. This time he runs it, lunges forward, showing his toughness there. He's going to be close to the first down, and they're going to say move the chains.
This is just one of those good decisions. Hey, there's an opening here. I know I just need to get 6 here to get this first down, and it gets just enough to pick it up, keep this drive alive for Indiana State.
Lance Rucker in on the collision. 7 TFLs on the year for Rucker, and he comes swarming in. That one nearly intercepted, but Rucker, boy, that was a sprint to the quarterback.
Well, and he had the one a couple plays ago where he missed, and he was not going to miss on this one. You see Rucker just right off the edge, and that's what makes him so dangerous. He has that speed element that really, he's just a nightmare to try and block. He's got the strength, but boy, when he gets going, he's got that speed aspect too. That, again, he's just the perfect edge guy for North Dakota.
There you see it has a share of the Valley lead in sacks. Nearly got number 5 right there to take sole possession. 2nd down and 10. Lawrence bottled up and thrown down. Jai Martin getting in there, making the play. 30-plus tackles on the season already for Jai. A couple of fresh bodies come out there for that North Dakota defense, and the crowd getting into it here on a 3rd and a long. It's a beautiful day outside for tailgating, a little breezy. They got their vocal cords working right now. 3rd down for Keegan Patterson and the Indiana State offense. Patterson's going to sprint out. He's got some room to run. Makes a move, makes a man miss. And across midfield, Patterson with a good chunk of change. 17 yards on the carry.
Oh, they set that up perfectly, too. They had everybody down by North Dakota's side here, and the defense shifted that way, and it left nobody on the outside there to pick up quarterback. Great play design by Indiana State. It worked to perfection there to get a first down. Nice play.
Shades of Tim Tebow wearing that number 15. So fresh set of downs and plus territory now for Indiana State. Hits his favorite target, Rochelle, who can kill you with his speed. He's taken out by Nolan along the sidelines. Quick gain of 5 for Rashad Rochelle. Came into this program from Rutgers. Last year had a team high 58 catches for 527 yards, 4 scores. We'll see if they look his way again. Lawrence in motion. Will they go to him in the flats? No. Get a big first down conversion here to Keyshawn Singleton. So Patterson doing a nice job of spreading the wealth, something that UND quarterback Jerry Kaminsky's good at doing, finding different targets.
Yeah, and he's got some time right now. He's able to kind of dissect the defense, see where the opening's going to be. That's back-to-back well-thrown footballs, too, just understanding where his guys are going to be and getting the ball out.
Boy, he's not going anywhere this time. North Dakota with the sack. Caden Vig looking like a gorilla out there pounding his chest.
Well, the time wasn't there on this one, and that's the difference. Caden Vig able to get on the inside there, get the quarterback down. Sometimes you got to mix up that pressure look, and when you're able to get it with those 4 guys up front, that really leaves you in a solid in the back end there.
Vig and Montre Samuels Parker providing the pressure. Patterson looking deep again. Good job. Oh, nearly a catch, but Singleton couldn't hang on. Avery Scott, the defender out there. And he'll bring up 3rd and long, North Dakota's favorite.
Well, and you keep going on these kind of plays, because if Avery Scott doesn't, this is a completion. But you're going to see right at the end here, Avery Scott is able to kind of get his hand in there too. Nice job defensively. Picks up a 3rd down here.
Empty backfield, 5 wide for Indiana State. North Dakota, they'll send 3. Patterson trying to buy some more time, throws it complete, and that's Singleton wrapped up and dropped well short of the first down. So decision time here for Indiana State. We'll see if they send out the field goal unit or not.
Well, North Dakota showed pressure on that, and then at the last second dropped and only brought the 3. Indiana State's lined up here.
We'll see if they try to get North Dakota to jump. That might be exactly what Kurt Mallory has in mind, and he calls a timeout. So we'll see if Kurt Mallory elects to kick or if he sends the offense back out here. And keep in mind, this is an Indiana State team that last week had a lead over North Dakota State early, 7-0. Had an interception, big play, and Osho gets in the end zone. This is a team that gave the #1 team in the country fits in the first half before NDSU, after a long weather delay, was able to really pull away.
Yeah, it was almost like that rain delay helped NDSU, because Indiana State was doing a really nice job in that game until the delay happened there. But again, they're marching the field down right now. This is going to be an interesting decision for Indiana State. Do you kick this? Do you try and keep this alive and try and get a touchdown, knowing that you got to, probably have some things go your way to win this football game? Do you take those chances? It looks like they're going to send their kicker out here.
So that's Sebastian Lopez. Season long is 40 yards. This would be about a 45-yard attempt. Lopez, sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Snap, spot, kick, up, and had enough leg on it, and it is good. So the Sycamores get on the board here against North Dakota. Couple of nice passes from the quarterback, Patterson, and Lopez boots it through the uprights.
Boy, that's no easy task. That's a great kick. And you got the crowd into it. You got North Dakota, everybody trying to block that. Just nails it. Great job.
There's Coach Mallory. Like we said, had maybe a little bit of a decision to make there, knowing that this North Dakota offense is going to be humming, but he elects to go for the field goal. And how about this? Yeah, 6 consecutive game versus a ranked opponent. 0-5 in those games, but it has been an absolute gauntlet for Indiana State. We mentioned last week the loss to NDSU, top-ranked team in the country, but before that it was 23rd ranked South Dakota, 10th ranked Southern Illinois, 5th ranked Montana, and then lo and behold, Indiana, one of the best teams in the country right now, the Hoosiers. That was a hammering, 73-zip. It's easy to start making excuses when you see those things, but for Kurt Mallory, a guy that's been around the block, guys, let's settle in. We can't feel sorry for ourselves.
Number 37, the ball be placed at the 35-yard line. First down, North Dakota.
And you prepare the same each week. That you go out, hey, let's try and compete. Let's try and win this game. 1-0 every single week. That's the mindset of every head coach. Is you have to go out and do your best. And I think that, like I said pregame, I think this is a well-coached football team. Obviously, Austin Flieger is on this staff now, longtime defensive line coach for North Dakota. Did a couple stints here with the Fighting Hawks. A great coach. And again, those guys are going to pour their heart into a game plan and making sure they come out and give it their best effort every single week.
Get a cool look at North Dakota's helmets, that specialized logo to celebrate Military Appreciation Day. Nice run here. This is Xavier Lee's first handoff of the game, and he turns it into a 12-yard pickup. So Xavier Lee, transfer from Sacred Heart. Over 200 yards now on the season for Xavier.
And he needs to be that guy. Xavier Lee needs to be that guy that comes in. Him and Seidel have got to carry the load. Then you're going to figure out who that third guy is as the season goes on here with Zebarth being out. But they have to have that other guy that can go in, and Xavier Lee has been that guy so far this season.
Lee this time popped and stopped for just a short gain. Good job bringing him down there by Lucas McAllister. Sophomore linebacker. Had a sack last week against North Dakota State on Cole Payton. I'll bring up 2nd and 9 here for North Dakota. Lee, 5th-year player from Troy, New York. Like you said, has to step up. Hoskins, they ran this play earlier in the game. This time Hoskins turning on the speed. Hoskins stays inbounds for a little bit. It's going to be a gain of about 10 on the play and a first down.
Well, and that's the best part about these plays is you can have your lead blockers just go forward. You see that they leave some of the defenders for Indiana State knowing that his speed is going to get to the outside before they can catch up. And these are plays, again, you're able to stretch the defense, get them going east and west. That's what you want to do. Nice pick up there for North Dakota.
Played for a really good Alexandria Cardinals program back in his prep days. Is a senior, 83 catches for 1,100 yards and 15 touchdowns, Ryan. Kaminsky, this time Lee in and off his hands. McAllister there providing the coverage defensively for the Sycamores.
When you get to that level of Minnesota high school football, I mean, there are some talented players out there. And obviously he showed enough to be able to continue his college career and really has become a special player for UND.
A lot of Minnesota high school football playoffs going on today. Here we go. Kaminsky rolls around. We got a flag on the play. It's going to be a false start on the offense. So North Dakota shooting themselves in the foot.
Offense, number 67, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
And North Dakota is just known for being such a clean football team as far as penalties go. There's been a couple today so far already that I know Coach Schmidt will be upset about just because it gets you off your rhythm, changes your play calling, you're off script a little bit. And those penalties, especially when they're self-inflicted like that, become extremely frustrating as the game goes on.
At least it gives us the opportunity to say Liam Beecher, who you saw there, was the reigning Missouri Valley Offensive Lineman of the Week. This time he helps block and protect his quarterback, who finds Nate DeMontenac, and they move the chains.
Same play he hit DeMontenac on earlier, too. It's just that RPO. He reads it, sees he's got the opening. DeMontenac just on a slant route, wide open. And you see him reading that defense. He knows right away where he's going with that ball just the way the defense is lined up. Does a really nice job understanding this offense.
Kaminsky up to 50 yards passing on the afternoon. Looking for more, and the timing just off. That one, I believe, hit the foot of the defender. Devin Johnson on the coverage.
Yeah, just a miscommunication on that play. DeMontenac was running a different route than what Kaminsky thought. I think Kaminsky thought he was going to break that off to the inside.
Oh, no, just hit the turf.
And you haven't seen that a lot this year with the receiver and quarterback not being on the same page.
Lee is the running back to the left of Jerry. Hesitates, throws. Oh, off the hands. Dennis had it and dropped it. And that's a big miscue for North Dakota as they approach the red zone here. It'll be 3rd and 10. Need to get to the 16 to move the chains. Their 3rd down offense. That's might be a part where North Dakota's offense needs to work on it a little bit. Yeah, you saw the numbers there.
Absolutely, and Coach Frichtie's talked about that too. Like, hey, everybody wants to see how great we're doing. And, you know, in his eyes, they're not because of 3rd down. They got to be better in that area. Got to improve on that. And again, that's what makes him a good coach, is that constantly wanting to improve, especially on 3rd down.
That'll help. Lee gets him about 7 yards here. We'll bring up 4th, and we'll call it 3. North Dakota keeping the offense out there right now as they've made their way inside the Hugo's red zone by about an inch. Hugo's appreciates that. By a hot dog, we should say. Lee the handoff, and Lee's going to get a first down, so they run it on a 4th and 4, and they say, hey, 701 Moving Company, go get us one.
And that's where you put your trust, like you said, in your offensive line. Hey, we trust these guys. We're going to be able to get this first down. Yeah, we could try and kick it, but let's keep this thing going. And that shows a lot of confidence in your offense if you're Coach Schmidt to go for it on 4th down with a run play like that. Great way to finish off that quarter.
We'll have a feature on that offensive line coming up at halftime, but for now, it is a 7-3 lead. North Dakota looking to add more in the red zone when we return here on Midco Sports for the second quarter.
It could happen.
Game on Midco Sports is presented by Sanford Health, the proud healthcare partner of North Dakota Athletics.
After one, 8th-ranked North Dakota holds a 7-3 lead over Indiana State. North Dakota outgaining the Sycamores by nearly 100 yards in that opening quarter, 8 first downs, and they have the ball inside the 15-yard line. Kaminsky hands it off to Lee. Nice wraparound tackle there by Kamal Clark, one of the leaders on this defense for Indiana State.
Kamal Clark, this is what he does. He's able to help out in the run game. Nice job coming upfield, getting the open field tackle there on Lee. And he's the guy for Indiana State. You know, like you said, you look at last week against NDSU, had a great game against the Bison. He's a guy that can just come up and make tackles just like that. Good player for Indiana State.
Yeah, 15 tackles, was named the Missouri Valley Newcomer of the Week. Here comes Kaminsky, and he stumbles as he was trying to elude the pressure coming in from Nathan Gonzalez. So a huge loss here. And that takes him way deep. They're at the 30 now instead of the 14.
Yeah, I think Kaminsky on that was going to try and get out and then throw the ball away, but he lost his footing. And boy, talk about a huge loss for North Dakota there on that play. Not many in your book for 3rd and 26 here, so look for North Dakota to try and get half of that back here.
Kaminsky fires one over the middle. Great catch by Caden Dennis. They've hit on that route a couple of times, and this one gets them down to the 5. Still 1 yard short of the first down, though.
Just like I was saying, that play you got for 3rd and 25 there, that's exactly what we were talking about. Great job there. Again, just kind of an inside route, picks up just about enough for a first down. But offensive line gave Kaminsky enough time there. Well thrown football, good route.
Well, in the past, this would be Quincy Vaughn territory. He's no longer with the program after graduating last year. Kaminsky instead hands it off to Brunel. And this is going to be close, Ryan. And I think Indiana State might have gotten the stop here. Officials still no ruling, and it's going to be Indiana State football. So a big stop here for the Sycamores. Getting the initial contact in there, I think that might have been McAllister.
What a huge stop for Indiana State. And you look at 4th and 1, North Dakota says, we're just going to run right at you. And Indiana State was up to the challenge on that. Talk about a huge stop, especially on a huge play before that with 3rd and 25. They pick up 25 yards.
And the officials are going to maybe take another look at this. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more after this.
It's game day, and whether you're feeding the family or the entire team, Hugo's is the place to go. Score.
The officials coming back out to make the call are referee Gregory Gumpf, and it's going to stand. And we had a couple of looks at it, but let's take one more to see Brunel, the handoff, and he needed to get to that 4-yard line, and he didn't get there. Nice play by, I think it was Braxton Sampson, Ryan.
Yeah,
47 or 42. Watch him here.
Yeah, and he got underneath that block too, and that's what the reason that they got the stop. He gets underneath and he's able to get that tackle.
The ruling on the field is upheld. The runner was short of the line of the game. It'll be 1st and 10, Indiana State.
Massive stop for Indiana State.
Now we'll see what Eric Schmidt's defense can do here. See how much pressure they send with Indiana State sitting in its own end zone. Lawrence gets the handoff, gets him some breathing room out to the 8-9 yard line.
Well, and that's help. That's what you want to have on first down. You get 5 yards on that play. That's exactly what you're looking for when you call that.
Back up to the line quickly with Patterson. Patterson, that ball, I think, hit as he was throwing. North Dakota defender got a hand on it.
That was, you see him kind of ride looking for his receiver.
Guess who? Lance Rucker.
Yeah, Rucker gets that big deflection, 3rd down. Now all of a sudden, and that would have been a first down there if Rucker didn't get that hand up.
Third down here for Indiana State. They've converted a couple of them. Pressure coming, Vig, and they sack him. Ball was thrown. Is it going to be a fumble? No, they're going to rule it incomplete. But I would think that's going to be intentional grounding. And the flag comes out. I think head coach Eric Schmidt was going to lose his mind if that flag didn't pop out. He was halfway onto the field.
intentional grounding. Offense, number 15. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Loss of down, 4th down.
So it's going to be 4th down from, they're going to mark it at the 3. Take another look here. Vig comes in. What a year Caden has had. Coming off the edge, a couple other defenders in the mix. Hallock, Minnesota go crazy. Harry Traum back to punt, heels near the back of his own end zone. Good protection. And Lewis will get an opportunity for his first return of the day in plus territory. Lewis out to the 33, so a good return for Zach, who averages about 11 yards per return. That one was about 17 there. North Dakota's going to start at the Indiana State 31.
Well, he's the guy, when you get the ball in his hands, you almost expect something big to happen every time.
We'll see if something big happens after the break. Stick around. 7-3 UND with 12 to go in the second.
Nothing feels or performs.
This game on Midcoast Sports is presented by Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Back inside, high above the Alerus Center. North Dakota leads it 7-3. They were marching down to score. A big stand by the Indiana State defense, but they can't move the ball anywhere on offense. Turn it right back over to North Dakota after a nice punt return by Zach Lewis. Simon Rumfo in at quarterback. Seidel goes into the slot position. Simon will get a nice run here on first down. Gain of 6 from the pride of Langdon, Edmore Munich.
This is where Simon Rumfo really thrives. His quarterback plays like this, and your offensive line's able to get on guys. Just a simple quarterback draw play. Rumfo follows his blockers, able to pick up a big gain on that. Again, you're able to use him in this offense, whether it's wide receiver, quarterback. You got to get him on the field. He brings a different element to this team.
Boy, Seidel hooked around the neck there and brought down by big number 90, Shane Bennett. That'll bring up 3rd and short here for North Dakota. And I was talking with Isaac Frichte earlier this week, and he said, you know what? Jerry's success has a lot tied to Simon Rumfo and what he did last year. And Simon would bring Jerry with everywhere and would make sure he was included on everything. Really helped him prepare for this opportunity. Granted, the guys were kind of battling for the starting job, but true teammate. Kaminsky just gonna call it a zone number. Gets hit out of bounds, but a first down for Jerry. Smart decision there. Simon starts the possession with a run. Jerry with a first down run here.
And a good decision. Knows what he needs to get for a first down. Smart play there. I'll go back to what you were saying too, Jody, about that's the ultimate team player. You got to make sure that you're that guy, whether you're fighting for the job, whether you don't win the job. it still comes down to being a good team player and being a good teammate. And Simon Rumfo is that ultimate guy.
And they've used Simon all over the field as well here this season. Seidel, boy, helmet hooked to the shoulder pads. And they get it off there, a little brief break in the action. That was Nathan Gonzalez had his helmet caught on the jersey of Sawyer Seidel. As North Dakota is entered into the Hugo's red zone. Still just a 4-point game. North Dakota's really dominated, but got stopped near the goal line on the last possession. Seidel bounces off a tackle. Boy, hits the spin move button. Going to be a couple yards short of the first down, but what a move by Sawyer Seidel.
Yeah, and he's just so fun to watch. You're going to see right here, hit that spin move, keeps his feet going. And he's just so dynamic. He's got that speed element, but he makes guys miss. And I mean, last week he had a couple against Southern Illinois too that just shook guys out of their boots. He's just so dynamic back there.
Indiana State looking like they're going to send A tier. They back off a little bit. Seidel carries a defender down to the 3, and first down. And North Dakota closing in on the end zone, and Sawyer Seidel already a touchdown today. We'll see if he gets the call again, but great blocking up front once again.
Yeah, that 701 moving company, they are doing their job. They're up to the challenge here, getting on guys, knowing that we're just going to run the football here, try and get a score. Good job there by that offensive line.
Fleming, the receiver in motion, back to Seidel, who slips and gets absolutely popped for a loss. Good tackle there by Braxton Sampson. From Brazil, Indiana, not Brazil.
Well, and Sampson
not
had
Brazil.
Had the big play on fourth down. Same thing here. Gets underneath the offensive line. And not easy to do, but he does a really nice job coming down the line. Seidel loses his footing there and is able to make that tackle.
Deng Deng is checked into the game, number 2. He's going to be the outside man at the top of your screen. Well, they're all a little bit confused here. 10 seconds still on the play clock. Deng Deng comes down to the bottom part of your screen. He's been a good red zone target. Instead, they go the other way, and it is close. Caught for the touchdown. Romatka with the score. How about that grab? Third touchdown of the season for the freshman from Maple Grove.
Well, when you've got 6'6", 230 pounds, that's a good guy to throw the football up to. He's got the matchup that he likes. And throw it up to your big tight end. Let him make a play, and boy, does he ever. Great job using the positioning and using his big frame there to get that touchdown.
Well, and you rant and rave about that catch, but what a great placement for that throw from the quarterback as well to tack onto it. That kick is true for Kenton Loffman. Jerry Kaminsky continues to be so efficient. Throws it right where his receiver and only his receiver can get it. Hawks lead 14-3. Well, we are living in Jerry's world. Jerry Kaminsky in command this season, continuing to torch teams. 18 passing touchdowns, 4th in the FCS coming into it, 1st in the Valley. Just 1 interception thrown. That is what has made him so effective. And he's completed passes to 8+ receivers in every game this season. He's just been so good in this system starting in his first year.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, it's been extremely impressive. You look at those numbers, I mean, to only have the 1 interception thrown to, I mean, that's just crazy to be this point of the season and only have the 1 turnover. He's just done such a nice job of getting in the offices, getting in the film room, understanding what they want to do offensively, and then going out and doing it.
Rochelle, this guy's dangerous. One of the best return men in the country a season ago. Gets him out to the 25-yard line. He was 28th in kick return average last year. Your Lignite Cole power drive. Jerry Kaminsky using his legs to get a first down. Keep them rolling in the red zone. Sawyer Seidel, the spin move. How graceful. And then the pass to your big 6'6" tight end, Romatka, who's also a standout on the basketball court. 600 receiving yards, 10 touchdowns last year for Maple Grove, or in his career, I should say. Playing for that Crimson program that won Class 6A state titles in both 2022 and 24. Just a juggernaut. Nice gain here on first down for the Sycamores. Patterson, the handoff. It looked like that was Dion Brown, the sophomore running back. We have not seen much of Nick Osho running the football. I don't think he's had a carry yet. He had a catch early on, but it's been Lawrence and now Dion Brown who gets the first down. Brown will remain in there. North Dakota sending some pressure here off the edge. Ball batted in the air. Lunging to try to get the interception was Rucker. Falls incomplete.
Oh, that was close. Rucker saw that too, and he had visions of being able to pick that ball off. There's pressure gets through by North Dakota. And Coach Schmidt's doing a really good job of mixing it up, and he always makes it look like he's bringing pressure, but when he does, and he's just picking the right times to do it.
Well, and it certainly helps when you have the guys to get to the quarterback without sending extra pressure. Rucker was racing there. Good defense by UND once again. Jai Martin draped all over the receiver and gets the breakup.
All right. Rucker was right there. You're going to see him come off the edge and get a shot on Patterson right there, right as he's throwing that football. He has been there this entire game. It's just that first step off the line. He's so quick. And we've seen that before too. Martin just getting there. Good defense. Up to the challenge on those one-on-one plays.
Indiana State just 28% on third downs, and that's going to be almost a turnover. A sack, fumble recovery by Brown, but Malachi McNeil drops him for a big loss. That was Lance Rucker again, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to have to start doing something on that. You can't just have a one-on-one coverage. Oh, that was Lewis. I'm sorry.
Lewis.
Yeah. Lewis came right off that edge, and nobody even touched him. And this is, if you're a quarterback, this is your nightmare right here, to have that backside hit, not knowing it's coming, but Lewis from that safety spot comes in and makes that play.
Nice high punt down at the 40 for Lewis, who just had that big hit. Fights for some extra yardage on the return. Gets right near the 50-yard line. So how about that play by Zach Lewis? And that's the thing about this 4-2-5 defense. A lot of the times you're going to see safeties and cornerbacks getting quarterback hurries in sacks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Wiltshire last week had a huge one too, coming off that edge. They do such a nice job of it. We always talked in the 3-4 about not knowing when pressures come. Well, it's the same thing here in a 4-2-5, even more so you could say, because those safeties are involved. you're able to kind of always look like you're bringing different looks, and you do such a nice job of disguising things. But yeah, that pressure can come from all different ways, which makes it extremely difficult to prepare for.
Kaminsky in the offense back out there. That one batted down by Gajewski at the line of scrimmage. Nice play by Colton Gajewski.
That's the third one today. We've seen Indiana State get their hands up knowing that they're not going to be able to get to the quarterback and knock a football down.
North Dakota averaging 6 yards per play so far in this game. Indiana State 1.7 yards per play. Patterson going to hand it off to Seidel. Good blocking by the wide receivers for North Dakota, and that's been a huge emphasis as well this season. And what has led to the success for North Dakota's ground game is the guys that are blocking out wide.
Well, they tell them too, hey, if you want the football, if you want that, you got to block just as hard as when you run your routes. I mean, it's got to be the same effort. It's got to look the same. And those guys have really taken pride in that on the outside, of knowing that can be the difference between springing a touchdown or having a play just go 3-4 yards. So they take a lot of pride on that in the outside. But that's a day one thing for this offense.
Indiana State sending extra guys. That gives a lot of room, though, on the back end. Seidel, it's a foot race. He's down at the 10. Another big gain for Sawyer Seidel. Gain of about 30 for number 9. Who's already closing in on another 100-yard game. It would be his third consecutive.
And when he sticks that foot in the ground, he is so dangerous. And you see him kind of make the one guy move. He gets up a little bit hobbly there. You hope he's okay. But a big pickup there for Sawyer Seidel.
An injury timeout here on the field. Indiana State player down behind the play near the goal line. Medical staff out to treat the Sycamore. But again, a nice run by Sawyer Seidel, who's at 94 yards, just ripped off his longest of the game at 31. But the evolution of that young man in knowing he's just a sophomore, Ryan.
Yeah, that's the part. He's only going to get better. He's only going to understand the scheme more and more. And you can already see he's starting to figure everything out as far as when to make cuts, when to read the defense the right way. And boy, he is going to be a special player to watch.
The injured Sycamore was Zaki Smith, freshman defensive back from St. Louis, Missouri. He's played in about 3 games for Kurt Mallory's team. Coach Mallory's team here, the defense being tested by this North Dakota offense, again ranked 10th in the country, averaging 39 points per game. They have been explosive, and they are marching down the field again, and Sawyer Seidel's running like a madman. And they are back into the Hugo's red zone. We'll see what that UND offensive line can do. Again, feature coming up on them at halftime, and boy, they made a gaping hole that time. They just pushed the whole Indiana State line over to the right side, and Seidel easily picks up 5.
Well, and as you watch, I mean, he's not even getting touched until he's 4 yards, upfield. That's just a great job by that 701 moving company up there. And they're able to get Seidel ahead of steam before he even gets touched. He's going to have a lot of success doing that.
Already UND outgaining Indiana State 232 yards to 43, 150 of that on the ground. We'll see if they add to that total. Kaminsky this time is going to go to the air. Short little pass, complete to Watson Hafer. 6'4" sophomore from West Plains, Missouri, transfer from Missouri State.
And just slip the tight end out there. Kaminsky able to deliver that football. When you're able to use those tight ends in your offense, it's a whole nother element. And those guys, they've got some really good tight ends that they feel comfortable with.
3rd and 3, Strandell, the man in motion. Seidel running in. I think Jerry had the ball. Kaminsky's in for the touchdown. He was following Seidel, who got tackled, but it was Jerry who had the ball. Touchdown, Fighting Hawks.
A good read by Kaminsky here. He's going to ride that And he's got the ability to hand that off to Seidel or keep it behind him. Decides to keep on this one. It's the right decision. Seidel keeps going out there, gets that kind of that last block for Kaminsky. Nice drive there for North Dakota, finishing with the touchdown.
So Jerry Kaminsky adds his second rushing touchdown of the season. Loffman, it's been perfect so far. Hits the extra point again. A 21-3 lead for North Dakota. Mr. Efficient continues to make this a dynamic North Dakota offense. Jerry Kaminsky now with 19 passing touchdowns and a couple of rushing touchdowns on the season. Coming up at halftime, as we've mentioned, we'll take a look at the 701 Moving Company. They've been really good again today. Take a look at that offensive line and get to meet some of those guys behind the face mask. We'll have your first half highlights and stats, plus a look around the Missouri Valley. We mentioned it earlier, just a huge day, especially with the top two other undefeated teams in the conference going head-to-head tonight, North Dakota State and South Dakota State on the national stage down in Brookings. So when the night ends, North Dakota could find itself tied for first place in the conference once again with just one other team. Kick return, nice job on special teams by Jet Sutton. Your Lignite Coal power drive recap on the drive summary. Sawyer Seidel continues to pile up the numbers. 99 yards so far in this game and a touchdown earlier. This was a big chunk. Just his quickness, Brian, he just has another level out there.
He really does. And again, he's only going to get better as this goes on. It looks like North Dakota is kind of settled in offensively here. These last two drives been very efficient, have done a nice job running the football. Kaminsky making the right decisions in the pass game. And there was a little slow start there for North Dakota, but they've got to be happy with the way that they have come on in this second quarter.
Patterson back out there, completes it to Rochelle, and you saw that was just a quick three-step drop, get it out of his hands, because boy, North Dakota put a licking on Patterson on that last drive.
Yeah, and you start to feel that pressure. You start to think about it, and you start to see people even when they're not there, because that pressure has gotten to him so much today. Good decision there to get that ball out quick.
It's a handoff, and that is the first carry by Osho. Leading rusher on the season with 530 yards. Had a touchdown last week against North Dakota State, and then in the second half of that game, after the long delay, Bison handled things. Osho again with the carry, gets the first down on a 3rd and short, and up tempo here coming for Indiana State.
And Indiana State does that quite a bit. They'll change tempo. They'll go up tempo like this to keep that defense kind of on their heels. And good time to do this too. You got 3:30 left in this quarter. Try and get something going offensively.
Give it back to the running back. North Dakota this time drives him down. Big number 97, Logan Eckhart. Boy, has he been good. The sophomore stepping into a much bigger role this season, as they had a lot of overturn on that defensive line from last year's group. Tyson Mayava taking over that D-line group, has done a nice job as the UND first-year assistant. Patterson rips that one towards the sideline, complete for a first down. That was Dodry out there.
Well, Grant Nolan in coverage. Again, another guy for North Dakota that I feel like as the season has gone on has continued to improve. Kind of got thrown in there, and all of a sudden he's starting to just play better. A young player, but starting to really figure out this defense.
Patterson picks up a couple of yards there on the run. And he adds that dimension, just not as much as Elijah Owens did the last couple of years for Indiana State. We've seen Elijah on the sidelines in street clothes a couple of times. Here comes Osho trying to leap over a defender, taken down by Devereaux. Michael Devereaux coming into the game, 34 tackles on the season, has been Great addition to this defensive group. It is a 21-3 lead, but Indiana State at midfield. 2 minutes to go here in the first half on Midco Sports.
By Perkins Restaurants, the comfort you crave.
Pick it back up here inside the Alair Center. Big third down here coming up near midfield. 3rd and 6. Indiana State needs to get to the UND 43 to move the sticks. This place getting loud coming off the TV timeout. Patterson looking to throw. Rucker providing the pressure. He's got to get it away, and it's swatted out of the air by Devereaux. Another stand by that North Dakota defense.
And pressure again by those guys up front. You see the twist. Rucker kind of slipped on that one, but it got him to get to the outside of the pocket there, and then Devereaux gets his hands up, knocks that football down, brings up a 4th down here for Indiana State.
The Sycamores now 3 of 10 on 3rd downs. North Dakota's defense continuing to ball out. Traum will give it the boot here. Lewis waves for the fair catch. He's going to let that one bounce right into the end zone. Well, coming up next week, the UND men's hockey team in action against the Bulldogs. Minnesota Duluth coming to town for an NCHC showdown. Friday's coverage, 6:30. Saturday, 6 o'clock. You're going to want to watch the Fighting Hawk hockey team. A couple of teams ranked in the top 20 entering this week. North Dakota with a loss last night out in Potsdam, New York, to Clarkson. See if they can get things back on track. Dean Jackson and company. Here's a look at Eric Schmidt. Has to be pretty pleased with his team's performance. A little bit of a sluggish start, but North Dakota's really picked it up since.
And I think that's the thing too, is as this game has gone on, seems like they've settled in a little bit here. They're starting to figure some things out. It's all about execution. They've done a nice job with that in this 2nd quarter.
Xavier Lee with the carry here on 1st down, picks up 8 yards on the play.
And you're kind of in that tricky spot right now if you're North Dakota. You know, you've got some time here, but how aggressive do you want to be? And you don't want to force anything here and get a turnover, but you also know you got some time on that clock.
Comiskey, BJ Fleming, first catch of the day for BJ, who had such a good game last home game. 5 catches, 84 yards, and a couple of touchdowns for BJ. And that catch gives North Dakota a 1st down. And stops the clock. 1:19 to go here in the first half as North Dakota looks like they're going to try to go for a big shot here. Xavier Lee with the gain of 6, trying to tack on some more points here before the end of the half. And What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, I think it's a good decision. Coach Schmidt takes a timeout here too, and keep that clock stopped. And you're able to get some plays like that too and march it down. Obviously, like the B.J. Fleming one to the outside because you can get out of bounds and stop that clock. But again, this is having confidence in your offense. This is having faith in your team to be able to go down and get some points on the board before half.
And I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. We know what has happened the last 2 years against this Indiana State team. It's been way too close for comfort. A tough loss last year, and then 2 years ago, it was a loss in overtime, or a win in overtime. So this North Dakota team knows that, hey, let's go out there and pile up as many points as we can if we have the opportunity.
Oh, absolutely, especially in the first half too. When you've got an opportunity to even if you can get 3 here before half, that's a win for a team. I just think I like this mindset, and that's what Coach Schmidt brings, is that confidence, that junkyard dog mentality that we're going to go out and get things done. And again, he's going to be aggressive in these kind of situations.
Also points to the trust that they have in the guy wearing number 11 in green. Kaminsky rolling out, and he's going to run. Nice block by Xavier Lee, and across midfield, down and out of bounds at about the 42. And that is an element that is maybe a little bit underrated on Jerry's game.
It sure is. I go back to what you were saying, Jody. This block right here by Xavier Lee is so important because, number one, it keeps Jerry from getting hit. It's probably another 8 yards just by getting out there and getting that block. So, again, that doing the little things, going out and making those plays, even if you don't have the ball, all 11 guys on the field just do such a terrific job of doing the little things right.
Kaminsky feeling the pressure behind him, flips it out to Lee, who steps out of bounds. I think maybe a gain of 1 on the play. Stops the clock. 59 seconds left here in the first half. North Dakota still with 2 timeouts left for Eric Schmidt. Kaminsky 10 of 18 through the air, 101 yards. 17 yards on the ground, but remember, he did have that loss of like 20 where he stumbled to the ground. Lee makes that first man miss. Boy, that was the longest run for no yards that you'll ever see. Just kept straddling and trying to cut it out to the outside and wasn't going anywhere. Nice job by the Indiana State defense. So timeout has to be used by Coach Schmidt.
Indiana State just kept stretching it out, and Pursuit got there. North Dakota was trying to catch him off guard with that run play, and Indiana State was right there for it. And North Dakota forced to burn another timeout here.
Here's another look at the good push that Indiana State had up front. Good tackle made there by Drew Covington, transfer from Toledo for this Indiana State defense. Has a couple of 7-tackle games this year, including last week against top-ranked NDSU. We've talked about the Sycamores and the grueling schedule that they've faced. Stacking ranked opponents on ranked opponents. They're in another tough challenge circumstance today. They're trying to prevent North Dakota from adding to its lead, though. That won't help. Big catch, and how about that? Nate DeMontenac carrying the defender a couple extra yards inside the 20. And DeMontenac continues a strong day.
Well, another well-thrown football, too. I mean, that's a great job by Kaminsky getting that ball out quick, knowing where DeMontenac was going to be, and then DeMontenac able to get some extra yards after that, too. Well executed.
Up to 3 catches for 65 yards for Nate DeMontenac. The 6'3", 195-pound senior from Ontario. They are in the Hugo's red zone. Kaminsky got the spike to stop the clock. 45 seconds left here in the second quarter. North Dakota trying to add to its lead. The pass complete to Lee. Good stiff arm by Xavier. Lee swatting away another defender, doing a nice job of getting out of bounds and preserving those timeouts for North Dakota.
And you could just hear the crowd erupt, too, because they're thinking the same thing. What a terrific job to have the wherewithal to not turn that upfield, but get to outside to get out of bounds. Keep that timeout in your pocket. Very smart heads-up play by a veteran player.
Lee, 35 yards on the ground here in the first half, and about 15 yards through the air on 4 catches. So we're seeing him get plenty of work here now with Gavin Zebarth expected to miss in the next month or so. That one threw it up in the air for Fleming. He was smothered by the defender out of bounds. So 3rd and 2. No, 4th and 2 coming up for North Dakota. Decision time. It looks like they might trot the field goal team out there. So it'll be Kenton Loffman out to attempt the field goal. About a 29-yard attempt for the redshirt freshman from Shawnee, Kansas. And Loffman filling in for C.J. Elrich, connects again. He's been perfect so far in his few opportunities so far on the season. Hit a field goal last week, his first career field goal on a windy day out in Southern Illinois in Carbondale. Made his first career field goal, and now he has number 2. You got to have depth at every position, Ryan, and at kicker, that's why you bring 2.
Well, that was the interesting part, too. You might think, well, why would you need to bring 2 guys on the road? I mean, and Coach Schmidt said that's exactly why you need to bring 2 kickers. Things like that happen. You need to have a backup plan. And North Dakota had it, which I'm sure they were very excited to have. Special teams make a difference, and they certainly do. And being able to come in there after the injury and warm-ups and knock those down was great. And then so far today, too, has done a really nice job.
Yeah, C.J. Elrich, if you're just joining us, suffered an abdomen tear last week in warm-ups. That's just a low dribbling kick. Sycamores fall on it near midfield, and they have 27 seconds but need to go 55 yards. And they're also trying to dig out of a 21-point deficit.
And I know North Dakota would have wanted a touchdown there at the end, but what a great drive they put together. You know, marching it down, doing what they needed to do to keep it alive and get points on the board there before half. That was a well-executed drive by the Fighting Hawks.
Now, what do you emphasize for your defense here? Because you don't want a backbreaker before halftime. 27 seconds left. Indiana State has the ball right near midfield. Patterson driving it down in and out of the hands of Singleton. So North Dakota dodges a bullet there. Excuse me, that was Torrey French, the intended receiver.
Well, it's the hit by Avery Scott that makes this happen, too, because this ball is right there. Avery Scott right here kind of gets that shoulder in there and knocks that football out.
.22 seconds on the clock. Man in motion is Rochelle. Patterson feels the pressure, escapes for a second. Montre Samuels Parker, though, how did he get that to his receiver? Ples Lawrence gonna pick up some yards. It's not gonna be a huge game, but boy, Patterson having the wherewithal to somehow get that to Lawrence, who was Johnny on the spot.
And I thought he was just trying to throw this away. I didn't see, and then all of a sudden they're able to pick up some yards on that. A terrific play to at least get that football out and get some yards.
Was his knee down? I don't think we're going to get another look, but it looked like his knee was down, and yes.
You're right, Jody.
Yeah. Eric Schmidt says we want our guy to get that sack.
The field was the quarterback was up and completed a pass. The previous play is under further review.
All right, let's take another look here. Samuels Parker providing the pressure.
Yeah, I think that shin's going to be down there before the ball comes out. It's close.
And for Samuels Parker, that would be his first sack of the season. So you want to make sure your player gets that if it's his first sack of the season, right? But that doesn't take away. That was a pretty ridiculous play made by Patterson, but
yeah, it really was.
If you're watching at home, I think you see what we see, and I think this one is going to come back, and it's going to be a 3rd and long instead of a 3rd and 4.
That pressure has just been relentless for North Dakota this entire game. I mean, Patterson's doing everything he can, but boy, when there's 3-4 green jerseys right in your face right away, that's tough.
Patterson on the day, 7 of 19 for 47 yards. And they haven't done much rushing either. 16 carries for 32 yards. That's 2 yards a carry. Again, Samuels Parker, just North Dakota winning a lot of those one-on-one matches up front, even fighting through the one-on-two matches. And this is something where North Dakota's been in this position every game this season leading at halftime. And that helps you play the way that North Dakota likes to play, by providing the pressure on defense and by kind of being calm on offense and letting them be efficient. But that has been so key to their success as well, is getting out to those good starts.
Every game, you're exactly right. I mean, it has been that balance of everybody showing up, offense, defense, special teams, everybody doing their part is what has made this team so successful. And even if there's slow starts or there's things that don't go their way, they've found a way to turn it on and make the right adjustments as the game has continued. And that's what great football teams do.
Well, I think by just looking at the visuals, you can see Kurt Mallory not very happy. He wants to have a few more conversations with this officiating crew. 12 seconds left here before halftime. But I think this one is going to be ruled a sack for Andre Samuels Parker.
The quarterback's knee was down to 31-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. Please set the game clock to 18 seconds. This reversal carries the option for a DAP 10. Indiana State has elected to use their last time out of the half to avoid the runoff.
So there you heard the description. They'll avoid the 10-second runoff by using their final timeout for Kurt Mallory's team. Take one more look here.
Yeah, and right there, when that shin kind of hits the ground, that's when he was down. Great effort again, but a good job by getting that review in and getting that stop. Backs up Indiana State here on a 3rd down.
Samuels Parker, just one other sack in his UND career last year against Northern Iowa. Had one, so that one's got 2. Had to fight for that one. Nearly gets another one. He takes a big shot, does Patterson. That ball is complete at the 40. Indiana State hurrying up. Rochelle with a great catch, but Indiana State trying to rush up here so they can spike the ball. And just 1 second comes off the clock, but I think they're going to get a false start here maybe on Indiana State. Referee Gregory Gumpf. Scott Jones, your umpire today. Head linesman Tangela Mitchell. And the rest of the staff.
Prior to the flag, the ball wasn't made ready for play. Please set the game clock to 10 seconds. It'll start on my ready for play.
Quickly go back to the catch. What a play by Rochelle. In traffic. And Indiana State quickly spikes the ball here. And now we'll have 7 seconds left on 2nd down. Go ahead.
Yeah, defenders all over him too, and Rochelle just goes up and gets that football and puts his offense in a good position here to try and keep this thing going. But a terrific play by Rochelle on the outside.
Rochelle, 3 catches for 40 yards here in the first half. We'll see if they look his way. Patterson downfield looking for Rochelle. That one is intercepted by North Dakota. Number 22, that's Antonio Blewett with the pick. And the Selly.
Blewett continues to make plays. And right there to pick this football off. And number 22 has continued to get better as this season has gone on, has stepped in and made big plays like that.
And how fitting it ends on a big defensive play for North Dakota. They hold the Sycamores to just 3 first-half points and just 89 yards of offense. North Dakota rolls up 24 points on 300 yards of offense. It's just halftime. We got the halftime show next on Midco Sports. UND's quest for a 5th straight win, looking pretty good. A 24-3 lead here at halftime over Indiana State, over 300 yards of offense already. In our latest episode of the 701, we give a salute to the 701 Moving Company. The UND offensive line has been leading the way for one of the most prolific offenses in the country this season, and they're developing a special bond along the way.
Hey, let's go! Get our pads down and let's go!
We talk about being player-led, and we talk about, you know, being a good teammate and pushing each other. Like, those guys, I mean, push each other every single day. There's a pride in that unit that, hey, we want to be good.
They're a tight-knit group that pretty much do everything together, whether it's walking to class, whatever it might be outside of football, but obviously here, they're always talking football and ready to rock and roll.
It's amazing. I've been with these guys my entire career here, and just to grow with these guys the last 3 years I've been here, I love them.
Leader, consistent.
Ready.
Kind of our calming force out there, getting us on the same page and making sure guys are where they need to be when they need to be there.
Here we go! Let's go, let's go!
They're guys who are going to be in my wedding. They're going to be with me 40, 50 years from now. They're an amazing group of guys. They're always hardworking. They're very fun to play with.
Ready.
So I played my whole first season at tight end and then got into the second fall camp, and there was some injuries. I moved in quick and threw knee braces on at about like 250 pounds probably. So I was getting knocked around in there, but as I put weight on and got stronger, then it just got like easier and easier and easier.
Consistently good, gonna bring energy, a physicality to the group, and kind of a little bit of a spark, just juice-wise.
I came in with Trey, so me and him have a good friendship, and I always know where he's at. He always knows where I'm at, so that really plays a big role into our success and our overall trust aspect.
Liam brings a level of intensity that we love to have on our O-line. We're always prepared for every single look, and he makes sure I'm on top of my stuff, and I make sure he's on top of his stuff.
He's came from depth, but we gotta be ready for him to creep. You gotta make a stand.
My growth really came from my preparation and my mentality ever since I first got here is really watching older guys and really what they do and how they do stuff and really trying to be like them, and I think that helped me out a lot.
Good hands, good hands, good hands. Here we go, Liam.
He's our kind of our get us going guy as well, brings the physicality, brings the nastiness, and is a guy that plays with confidence, likes to play fast.
Sit. Good break. Vertical, Seth, vertical, vertical, vertical. Here we go.
I've grown quite a bit, you know, just maturing and getting better at my skills, my traits, you know, and then trying to help these young guys too.
He's a seasoned veteran, you know, he's been through it all, great communicator. You know, even when I'm not completely right, you know, he makes me right with his feet or whatever. And, you know, I just think he's a great guy to play next to.
Steady Eddie, comes ready to go every day.
Sit! Go! Good, here we go.
Is gonna give us everything that he's got every day.
Sit! Injury happened, opportunity came, and, you know, just trying to make the best of it, trying to do everything I can to keep it.
Here we go. Sit! Go! Good, push, push, push. Keep your knee bent, keep your knee bent.
Practice is one thing, but like actually playing in a game, contributing, that's what it's all about.
He's a hard worker, dedicated, you know, he's a strong dude in there.
You're solo, correct? Okay, you're just nose to nose on that thing.
He's got really good talent, so I'm looking forward to, you know, keep getting better with him.
Consistent and a physicality that we need as well that you can never pass up.
Teeter, Isaac, they were all ready. They were ready to go. Coach Olson made sure that, I mean, he's done a phenomenal job of making sure that we're all prepared.
You two ready? Let's go. You two are up.
I like Coach O. He holds us to a very high standard. So, I mean, you know, O-line's really the only position where our standard is perfection.
Come on now, be firm. Tackles, be firm.
And he holds us to that standard.
Sit! Reload.
He smiles. He smiles sometimes, but I mean, he loves all of us, and I mean, we're a fun group. Like, we have a fun time, it's a fun group. But I mean, when it's time to work, we get down and we work hard.
Sit. Good. Now remember, where's the play going? Okay, so I want you to be pick up, put down your hammer. Right, so that's where it's a little bit different than true duo.
It's a ton of fun. It's never work. It's I don't even know how to necessarily explain it, but it's a bunch of fun every single day.
And their strong year continues today. Over 300 yards of offense in that first half for the 701 company, blocking up front, 170 of that coming on the ground. Coming up when we return, a look back at your first half highlights. North Dakota with a 24-3 lead here inside the Alair Center.
It could happen.
Well, the marching band wrapping up here inside the Alerus Center. 24-3 lead for the 8th-ranked Fighting Hawks as they pursue a 5th consecutive win. Back upstairs, Ryan Kosowski, Jody Norset with you. And boy, Keegan Patterson, you're not able to do a lot when the North Dakota defense is pressuring you like they have. 6 quarterback hurries, 4 sacks there in that first half.
It's been evident. I just think that's the thing. They're doing a great job up front, twisting guys, really not having to bring as much, just those 4 front guys. No. North Dakota's doing a terrific job of getting after the quarterback, really making it difficult to have any sort of offensive success.
Let's take a look back at the first half highlights. The offense out to a little bit of a sluggish start, weren't able to capitalize on their first drive, but the second drive, Sawyer Seidel picking up right where he left off last week. He scored 4 touchdowns a week ago, gets into the end zone here.
Yeah, and that's been the story that whole first half was the offensive line. Sawyer Seidel just making guys miss, using his athleticism. Great way to start the football game off right there.
22-yard score for Sawyer. And then Sebastian Lopez, Indiana State, able to capitalize here late in the first quarter with a field goal, 46 yards out to make it 7-3. But how about this catch by Nathan Romudka, the freshman? Again, another touchdown for him. I think his 3rd of the season. Boy, what a red zone target.
Yeah, and they had Dang on the other side, too, so it was almost like pick your guy and pick your matchup. Kaminsky went with the right one on there, throwing it up to Romudka for another touchdown for North Dakota.
The big freshman from Maple Grove makes it 14-3. Then it's Jerry Kaminsky. He's had a great day passing the ball. This time he fakes the handoff. I think I even thought Sawyer had it, and then it was Jerry Kaminsky running right behind him for the rushing score.
Well, and that was really a Seidel drive, so I mean, to keep that one really threw everybody off, the defense included. Great time to call that play.
Kenton Loffman starting in place of C.J. Elrich at the kicker spot, gets his 2nd field goal in as many weeks. And then right before the half, Indiana State trying to get a score, trying to get any momentum, but Antonio Blewett with the interception to seal the deal. And that was a dominant performance from that Fighting Hawk defense, holding this Indiana State rushing offense to a measly 19 yards on the ground on 17 carries.
Now, we talked about how much pride North Dakota takes in stopping the running game, and you can see right there the job that they're doing. And I just think the quarterback pressures, too. The sacks alone are great, but just the way they've gotten after the quarterback on the plays where they have tried to throw, been a pretty dominant performance defensively for North Dakota in that first half.
So North Dakota, they're no stranger to having these strong first halves, finishing games in the second half. What's the message from Eric Schmidt into his team here in the halftime locker room?
Well, there's always things to work on. You know, that's the one thing with Coach Schmidt is he's never satisfied. There's always going to be little things, little details he's going to want to improve. But I think overall he's got to be happy. I mean, there was maybe that little stretch where they didn't look as crisp as normal, but boy, they really turned it on.
We'll see what happens here in the start of the second half. More here on Midco Sports coming up after this. Again, Fighting Hawks lead it 24-3 in front of the home crowd here on Midco Sports. Those youngsters enjoying this one. Plenty to cheer about in the first half. North Dakota, a trio of touchdowns and a field goal. Have a 24-3 lead. A look around the Missouri Valley. How about this one? Illinois State, a 21-13 victory over South Dakota in Vermillion, Ryan.
Yeah, that's a big one. Again, not an easy place to play. Obviously a huge game for the conference. Big win for Illinois State to pull that off in Vermillion.
Youngstown State piles up 51 points at Stambaugh Stadium in a home win over Murray State. Northern Iowa trailing big to Southern Illinois. And then, of course, the big matchup tonight, Dakota Marker 1 versus 2, North Dakota State and South Dakota State. What do you see happening in that one?
Yeah, that's going to be a dogfight. It really is. You know, it's a tough place to play, obviously, in Brookings, but two really good football teams who know each other really well going at it. It's going to be fun to watch, and it should really show a lot to the conference in how that game turns out.
Well, we're getting ready with UND head coach here, Eric Schmidt, who has to be pleased after that first half effort. Go ahead, partner.
Coach Schmidt, I just got to ask you about your defense. I tell you what, really dominant first half there. Talk a little bit about how you guys are getting pressure, what you've seen from your defense, what you like so far.
Yeah, I thought our DBs did a good job early. They were taking shots at us, and we did a good job of staying on top. And, you know, you take those shots down the field and don't get them at 2nd and long, and now the defense is in an advantage position. So I thought that was big. And then, you know, just continue to keep them one-dimensional, and then, you know, we just unfortunate a few plays here where the quarterback does a good job late. You know, those are frustrating when you kind of got him down and he gets rid of it and stuff like that. But our guys just got to stay the course on that side of the ball and just keep doing what we're doing and make sure we don't give up explosives and keep playing on our toes.
I was going to say, Coach, your group has been so consistent this year. Did you even have to remind them, hey, we got another half to play?
Yeah, we got something to prove. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't like something where we're just worried about, you know, Indiana State and what they're doing. This is a standard that we have to be able to live up to every single day as far as how we want to play defense here. And I mean, our guys are excited to get back out here and take the field. So we got to make a game here where we put 4 quarters together, and we got something to learn on from last week because we didn't have the right edge and we let the scoreboard dictate how we played last week.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate the time. Good luck here in the second half.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Coach Schmidt referring to that standard. They have a 24-3 lead, a good start. Now it's all about a good finish for 8th-ranked North Dakota here against the Sycamores.
Lucky for us,
Number 2. North Dakota will get the ball first, try to add to their 21-point lead. Thanks for tuning in here on a Saturday afternoon, late October. Halloween just around the corner. North Dakota hoping no scares here in the second half. And right-footed kick up in the air. And it'll be Seidel taking it out of his own end zone. Sawyer, we're already with a strong first half, sitting at 99 yards. Let's take a look at the comparison between the two quarterbacks. Keegan Patterson has faced a lot of pressure. Still 7 of 20, 70 yards. Jerry Kaminsky, 12 of 21 for a $133. and a touchdown, also has a rushing score. What have you liked about Jerry's game today?
Yeah, I think it goes back to, again, just being consistent, making the right decisions, not forcing anything in there, and taking off when he needs to. I think the rushes have been important. I know it hasn't been for a lot of yards, but it's been at the right time to keep drives alive, or at least get some yardage. Again, he had the big loss that really took away some of that, but I just think that he's doing a great job understanding the offense, running it, and really commanding that huddle.
The Fighting Hawks are going to come out throwing here, complete to Mason South, who's going north on that play, gets a pickup of about 5 on the play, getting it out to their tight end.
Mason South, usually that guy that comes in and blocks, sneak him out on that play and dump it off to him for a 5-yard pickup. Doing a nice job of getting those tight ends involved.
Second down, Kaminsky, quick throw, hits Caden Dennis, and that'll be a first down for the Fighting Hawks.
And just looking at the defense, seeing he's got room here just for a quick stop route, get it out to Caden Dennis, pick up the first down, take what the defense gives you.
Playing ahead of the sticks. North Dakota had 15 first downs in that first half. Seidel to the right of Kaminsky, handoff to Sawyer, and he's going to get stuffed for no gain on the play. Nice job by Big 93.
Indiana State was ready for that play. They were right there. Clark came up too from that safety spot and was ready for that. In the motion, sometimes you try and get the defense confused, and Indiana State was right there for that play.
Yeah, Mason Knipp, 6'2", 295, redshirt freshman. Here's another handoff to Seidel. And again, this time going backwards. He's going to be stopped for a 2-yard loss. Lucas McAllister coming up from the linebacker position, along with Colton Gajewski.
And UND trying to get the offensive line pulled out there, and Indiana State was able to get underneath those blocks once again and make another tackle. And good start here for Indiana State on those couple plays as far as getting in the backfield and not letting that jet play get going.
And Seidel has to head off to the sideline, lost his lid. Kaminsky over to Xavier Lee, who's been really good catching the ball out of the backfield in this one. Gain of about 7 on the play. Catch number 5 of the game for Xavier.
Well, and if you're Indiana State, you'll give this up. You'll rally to this play knowing that you're going to be able to get there before the first down is picked up. A nice job by that defense coming out of half here for Indiana State.
So Silvernail on to punt for North Dakota for the first time since the opening drive for North Dakota. Takes a favorable North Dakota bounce inside the 15 and out of bounds. So Indiana State's offense will trot out there. So North Dakota, much like they did in the opening first half, or the opening drive of the game, had to punt. They have to punt here as well. Kurt Mallory wants to see his team go out there and start strong. And we got a new quarterback in there for Indiana State. Brock Riddle is going to get the opportunity. The redshirt freshman has played in 4 games this season, 51% completion percentage, 230 yards, couple of touchdowns. They hand it off. It looked like Osho. And Osho gets a couple of yards on that play. Osho, who didn't have a carry until about midway through the second quarter, ended up leading them in rushing in that first half with about 14 yards. But just nothing doing in that first half overall for the Sycamores. We'll see if Riddle can get him going here. Osho carries a couple of UND defenders, another 2-3 yard gain, but they're going to need to break off a big one here if they want to start plucking away at this lead, Ryan.
Well, and that defensive line is just, they're not giving up much ground. That offensive line's getting on it, but they're able to stay on kind of that line of scrimmage. They're doing a nice job keeping those runs to be, like you said, Jody, like a 2 yard gain, 3 yard gain. They'll live with that. Then you're able to bring pressure on a third down.
Boy, Riddle got rid of that one in a hurry. He was watching from the sidelines in the first half. He knew how quickly he needs to get the ball out. And off timing with his intended target, Zach Drodry. Andrade heading off to the sideline. A little flustered, and the punt unit comes out for the Sycamores. Harry Traum from Melbourne, Australia. Nice high punt. Lewis calls and completes the fair catch at the 34. North Dakota failed to score on its opening drive here in the second half. We'll see what they can do on possession number 2. 24-3 lead for the Fighting Hawks. Go on this one if it's going to match the craziness of the last time these two teams met in this building. 2 years ago, Indiana State came in as a winless 0-7 team. Kate Chambers to Tice Farrell for a 7-0 lead, and then Bo Belquist hauled in a couple of touchdown passes, but Indiana State 50-yard touchdown strike here makes it 30-27 with 47 seconds left. CJ Elrich comes back, hits a field goal to force overtime. Indiana State gets a field goal on their first possession, and then Quincy Vaughn, touchdown catch from Tommy Schuster. And it ends a wild one, 36-33, a walk-off winner. How about that? Sawyer Seidel in stride off to the races. Oh, couldn't keep his balance. Pushed out inside the 10. A quick hitter if I've ever seen one.
How did he catch this? He did all of a sudden at the last second, he looks and the ball's right there. He's able to bring it in and almost scores a touchdown. Talk about having it right at the last second there. Wow, what a play by Seidel. Again, he just turned his head and the ball was right on him. What a heck of a play.
Into the Hugo's red zone we go. That was like a glitch in a video game.
Yeah, it certainly was. Wow, what a play by Seidel on that.
You throw the controller at the screen if it's your opponent. Here's Kaminsky. Seidel's still in the backfield here. He's going to get the handoff. Sawyer punishing a run up the middle. It's about 4 yards. After that long receiving play, and Seidel is over 100 for the game. And in a moment, we'll talk a little bit more about that milestone. Second and goal from the 5. And in motion is Fleming. Looking back to Seidel, it's been his drive, and he's going to end it in the end zone. Touchdown, hands are up, and Seidel has struck gold again.
As he should. There's nobody that deserved that touchdown more than Seidel on that drive. He deserved to get in there after all he did on that drive. There was an emphasis on getting the ball to 9 and letting him get a touchdown. Boy, nice job on that drive by Sawyer Seidel.
Well, what did Sawyer Seidel do on that drive? Everything. Fun to watch. 56-yard catch and run, 4-yard run, and a 5-yard catch for a touchdown. Now Simon Rumfo, the little swinging gate, and well, that's not going to go anywhere. Guess if you're going to try some trickery and try to get that in an in-game rep, that might be the spot, but nothing doing there for North Dakota. But they have a 30-3 lead. Sawyer Seidel finds the end zone again. Sawyer Seidel carrying the load out of the backfield, and a lot of it he's maybe doing double time because of this guy who is out for about the next month. Gavin Zebarth, injured last week against Southern Illinois on a long run. Expected to miss about 4 weeks with a collarbone injury. But Gavin, boy, the guy has been so good, just an absolute workhorse throughout his career. Averaging 7 yards a carry. Last week had 3 carries, 53 yards. Against Youngstown earlier this year, 71 yards and a couple of touchdowns. There's a look at Gavin on the sideline. You know he's heartbroken, but the good news, the silver lining, if you will, is that he will get an opportunity, knock on wood, if everything goes smooth with his recovery, to get back in this thing. Have an impact down the stretch. Our Lignite Coal Power drive summary. It was a Sawyer Seidel show. The big pitching run. And then Seidel with another run, and these are all 3 plays of the drive.
Just continues to make plays. And he's a guy like the graphic just showed. He's going to have to step up with Zebarth being out. He's got to be able to be that guy that can get multiple carries throughout the game. Boy, he just continues to get better as the season goes on, and teams are definitely going to have to start preparing more and more every week for 9.
4 touchdowns last week. 3 on the ground, 1 through the air. Is incomplete here on first down. And now 1 through the air and 1 on the ground this week. And he went over 100 yards rushing for the 3rd straight game. The last guy to do that, Ryan, 2016, a guy by the name of
Brady Oliveira. That's pretty good company to be in. And when you talk about running backs in history of this program, anytime you're mentioned with Brady Oliveira, it's usually a good thing.
A little bit different running styles between the 2 guys, though. A little bit different physique. This is Riddle. Boy, good coverage there by Blewett. A little dangerous, didn't have his head turned, but incomplete nonetheless. You go back to Brady Oliveira 2016, though. Can you name the 3 teams? Good luck, right?
Right. No, I can't.
Montana State, 171 yards and a couple of scores. Then Cal Poly, 127-1, and then at Sacramento State, 111 and 2 scores. Him and John Santiago in the backfield, boy, that was quite the tandem.
Thunder and lightning.
Here comes the Thunder for North Dakota. Pressure in his face. Riddle unloads downfield. Rochelle has it. Rochelle still running down inside the 20. Blew it Ankle tackle at the 3. Saves a touchdown. But the biggest play of the game for this Indiana State offense. Riddle to Rochelle, who comes up gingerly.
Well, and they've been trying this today, and they haven't had a lot of success, obviously, but it only takes one, and they were able to get it on that one. Blewett just got beat on that play, and Rochelle, who we knew coming into this game was a dynamic receiver for them, makes North Dakota pay.
A timeout on the field is Rochelle still laying there in the end zone. As you saw, he got up a little bit lame. Now Springfield, Illinois native getting tended to by the medical staff. Now how about this? Patterson spent all that first half, got 70 yards passing, and Riddle got 73 on one play. He's your new leading passer for Indiana State, and a lot of it has to do with number 8.
And again, it's been that option all day of, hey, can we get this completed? Can we get this completed? They have not been able to. But boy, when you can see what happens when North Dakota's in man-to-man coverage and they get beat on the top side. There's nobody there to pick it up.
So Riddle and Rochelle trying to provide a spark, a desperately needed spark for Indiana State. But now they're going to be without their top weapon in the Hugo's red zone. I see you counting out there, Ryan. How many defenders does North Dakota have?
Yeah, North Dakota's, we're trying to change personnel there. There was a little bit of confusion.
Flag pops out. We'll await the call from referee Gregory Gumpf.
False start. Offense, number 78, 5-yard penalty. First down.
UND was trying to get their goal line package out there, and now they'll kind of shift back into a normal type defense here with the false start.
It's going to be on number 78, Zach Worm. Gets caught moving, so Indiana State, just when they're inching their way to the goal line, backs themselves up 5. Red zone defense for North Dakota, 49th in the FCS. Indiana State, 34th in the FCS in converting. That ball put right on the money. Touchdown, Indiana State. Keyshawn Singleton with a catch over the defender, and Brock Riddle injecting some life here after entering the game at halftime.
Well-thrown football, too. He comes in motion. I think that's the thing, too, is North Dakota was trying to, Singleton went in motion. Wiltshire tried to trade off onto him, but was a little bit late, and then he was able to get behind Wiltshire. A nice football there and a good touchdown for Indiana State.
Singleton started his career playing for the Air Force. Now has 4 catches for Indiana State, a couple of touchdowns. Extra point is good. Indiana State within 20, trying to fight their way back. We saw the explosive 73-yard catch and run. The big play on that drive here to start the second half. 19 catches, 219 yards, couple of touchdowns, leads the team in those categories. One of the top returners in all of FCS. He's a dynamite talent. They just got to be able to get the ball to him.
Yeah, that's the thing too. And I think on that, what you've seen is Indiana State going more of a drop back and throw. You know, you can't sit back there all day, but on that drive did a nice job of just getting the football out, being able to run the ball a little bit more too. And if you're Indiana State, you got to be happy with that. You come out here in half and get some points on the board. That's a good way to get her going there offensively.
That ball driven way to the back of the end zone, and here comes the North Dakota offense. But before we get to that, your Lignite Coal power drive, the big pass play. Brock Riddle to Rashad Rochelle. Keep in mind, he ended this play getting tackled right at about the 3 and had a sore leg going on, and then the touchdown pass to Singleton. See if it can spark this Indiana State defense that has been trounced on a bit. 388 yards for North Dakota's offense. 30 points piled up for UND, and here comes Xavier Lee, and he drops the football. Indiana State recovers, and it does spark this Sycamores defense. They get a turnover, the first turnover of the game for Indiana State. So the fumble recovery by Kamal Clark. Lee loses it coming around the edge, and he's had such a good game, Ryan, and this really bites for him.
Yeah, and this is just one of those where the shoulder pad kind of pops that ball out, and you work ball security drills all the time, and things like that just happen. And I'll tell you what, this is the opposite of what Coach Schmidt wanted when he talked to us at halftime about coming out with a mindset, coming out crisp. But so far, it has not gone the way of North Dakota here to start this for the second half here with that turnover. That's big.
All even on the turnovers, and Brock Riddle trots back out there, replaced Keegan Patterson at halftime. 2 for 4, 80 yards and a touchdown. He has a rating of 300.5. Boy, and that one, a circus play here in the backfield, and it's going for negative, 10 yards. That looked broken from the start, and big reason why, big number 97, Logan Eckhart.
Now trying kind of a trick play here with the double reverse, and just from the start, yeah, that play did not look like it was gonna work out. And trying to get something creative going there, but the defensive line just had too much push there in the backfield right away from the start of that play.
Ended up in the hands of Torrey French, who said au revoir. 2nd and a mile here for Indiana State. Pass complete over the middle. Lewis on the tackle. Catch made by Lance Reese, his first catch of the game. The senior, 6'5", 255 out of Marshall, Illinois. And now a big 3rd down coming up for Indiana State. If they want any hopes of clawing their way back in this game, this is an opportunity they don't want to have slip through their hands. Crowd getting into it. North Dakota sideline. Egging him on. Riddle looking deep again. Adjustment made by the receiver, but not good enough. Incomplete. He was looking for Droddy again. So decision time now for Kurt Mallory's team.
Boy, offensive line is given some time right there. And just trying to take that one-on-one shot and not able to connect on that one.
I don't know. What would you do here, Ryan?
Yeah, I think at this time of the game, you're down 20. You've got a little momentum on your side.
Rochelle back out there. He is the receiver on the bottom of your screen. Here comes a pressure for North Dakota. Big hit, incomplete. That was Wilshire coming off the edge, and Johnny with the hit. Riddle incomplete, and North Dakota takes over on downs.
Well, we talked about it last week too with Wilshire and coming off the edge. He does such a nice job coming around the edge on those plays, using his speed, using his athleticism, and no better time than that to get there and get that ball knocked out. Big sack there on the quarterback pressure on 4th down.
Boy, the pressure continues for that North Dakota defense. Now up to 7 quarterback hurries, 4 sacks. Offense takes over. Kaminsky, he's going for the big shot over the top to B.J. Fleming. Not able to track it down. Kamal Clark there on the coverage, along with Xavier Andrews.
Now North Dakota just trying to take a shot here. Play action pass. Going up to Fleming here. Maybe a little bit early, but again, that's I don't know if that would have been a call anyway. I think that was pretty good defense.
See if North Dakota goes back to the ground game. Instead, they're going to air it out again. Kaminsky complete to Corey Ty. Ty's first catch of the contest. And if you're wondering, yes, it is now 8+ receivers that Jerry Kaminsky has thrown completions to for another game. Every game this season, he's completed a ball to 8 or more receivers. Equal opportunity employer, number 11. This time takes a shot, and that one's going to end up in the hands of Indiana State. Kaminsky was hit, ball up in the air, and it is intercepted by Nick Yatsko. And Yatsko, a Terre Haute native, gets a big turnover here.
Well, and the pressure got to Kaminsky there. Obviously, that's another one of those RPOs. He's had a lot of success on that tonight, hitting DeMontanak on it. And on that one, the pressure just got there where Kaminsky couldn't really see it till it was too late, and that ball got hit up and then picked off by Indiana State.
Yatsko, second interception of the season. And Childers, that's Kaminsky's first interception thrown since mid-September. Again, just his second of the season. And it opens the door once again for Brock Riddle and the Sycamores. Incomplete there on first down. Well, it's been a quarterback carousel for Indiana State. Some of it due to injuries, some of it due to play on the field. Patterson struggled in the first half, so now Kurt Mallory turns to the youngster and Riddle. And Ples Lawrence dropped and tackled North Dakota, putting up a wall on defense. Montre Samuels, Parker and company leading the charge.
And there's just nowhere to go to. I mean, on that play, Riddle can't even keep it. He's reading that defensive end, and North Dakota just has it snuffed out. He knows exactly where it's going to go. He's reading right there. If I keep this ball, I'm going to get hit. If I hand it off, I got nothing too. So that defense for North Dakota is just gap sound right now, doing a really nice job of being where they need to be on that play.
Riddle got defenders all around him. We got a whistle. Play blown dead.
False start. Offense, number 17. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
And that is a killer. False start on number 17. That's Keyshawn Singleton, the guilty party. Riddle, a couple of years ago, was leading Greenwood Community High School in Greenwood, Indiana. In his career there, threw for nearly 4,500 yards and 49 touchdowns in his 3 prep seasons. Now in one of the loudest environments in FCS, the Alerus Center, making some noise, 3rd and long. And we have a timeout called by Eric Schmidt in UND.
Timeout, North Dakota. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
Coach Schmidt realizing how important this play might be and not letting the Sycamores get any confidence. We talked with Coach Schmidt at halftime. He said this is where the standard is set in the second half, and he has to be a little bit frustrated with how things have turned here in the 3rd quarter.
That's exactly right. That's what I was just thinking about too, is good time to call that timeout to make sure that you don't give anything up here. Safeties were in the back kind of pointing to each other. Hey, you got deep hole. You got to make sure you're here. Let's get all on the same page here and make sure that we get a stop here on 3rd down. It goes back to making sure you don't let Indiana State get any more life here. Have a good defensive stop.
Keep in mind, Rochelle's the one with the speed. Top of your screen. And we got another flag.
False start. Offense.
Boy.
68. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
You hear the crowd, and they're cheering themselves on because they play another factor in a false start. They do a pretty good job of that.
Coach Mallory talked about the noise. He knew it was going to be a thing. You can't really show it in practice. You can't really prove how much it is until you get in here. And boy, they're making a difference right now. This Alair Center crowd is jacked up.
And this is the first time Indiana State has played indoors all season. And they're getting an earful now. Riddle. Boy, I think that was another false start. UND coaches were screaming for it. Riddle scrambling, lost one up. That's a duck flying in the air, and it's intercepted. Johnny Wilcher has some room to return, gets a block. Here comes Johnny down the sideline, flag thrown in. Wilcher still on his feet, pushed out of bounds inside the 20. Boy, the lid trying to come off the Alair Center here. We have an Indiana State player down, a lineman. That's number 67 out there, Jordan Solofafatu. Wiltshire getting lots of praise on the sidelines, but I think the return is going to be coming back.
During the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block, return team number 2, 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll be first down, North Dakota.
Well, these defensive backs aren't used to being offensive linemen paving the way, so Avery Scott gets tagged for the blindside block, but take a look. That one was just floating out there, Ryan.
Yeah, just throwing it up, trying to make something happen. And you got 4 North Dakota defenders right there. And good return here for North Dakota. So you'll see 2. Boy, I don't know about that one. I don't see the blind side on that, but that was the call, I think, was on Avery Scott. But that's a pretty good effort from one of your defensive backs hustling up to try and get that block there.
And I believe the guy he pushed is the one that might be on the field still. Actually, I think that was someone else, but this is Solofafatu. And Indiana State, the last thing they want to see is one of their offensive linemen down. They've had all sorts of trouble blocking North Dakota. And Eric Schmidt really after it with the official because he saw what we saw in that replay and wondering why that got taken back. So Eric Schmidt, now he's going back over to the tablet. Oh, the technology these days. Says, no, I just saw this. Nonetheless, North Dakota's offense trots back out there. Boy, it's become a little bit of a turnover fest.
Well, now they're showing it on the big screen here too, and I think everybody's seeing it. Pretty darn good effort by Avery Scott on that play.
And a chorus of boos here inside the Alair Center. Kaminsky will hand it off to Sawyer Seidel. And Seidel chopped down in the backfield. Defense continues to play much better for Indiana State. It's a good tackle there by Jerome Robinson. Transfer from McNeese State.
Yeah, just trying to get to the outside there, but Indiana State's right there. But Coach Schmidt is still in the official's ear right now. He is just fired up.
Second interception for that North Dakota defense. Kaminsky to Fleming. Did he get underneath it? Officials rule it a catch. It'll set up a third and about 4. Quieter day for Fleming, just his 3rd catch for about 15 yards so far.
Well, Kaminsky seeing the D-back is off a little bit, knows he can get that ball in there, pick up some yards there on 2nd down.
It's a nice clean catch by Fleming. Not an easy one to make. 3rd down, they need to get to the 47. Kaminsky, good protection, fires over, gets the catch. That is Caden Dennis again. Caden Dennis has had a really nice game, Ryan.
He really has. I think, again, it goes back to, again, BJ Fleming one game, then you got Dennis. There's just multiple receivers out there that Kaminsky knows he can trust, and he knows where the hole in the defense is going to be. And right there, Caden Dennis just doing a post route right in the middle end of the defense there. Well-thrown football and a big pickup for North Dakota.
4 catches. That has a share of the team lead with Xavier Lee, but now 71 yards for Dennis. Hand off to Seidel. Nice patient running behind the offensive line. Then he gets dropped back, some extended play. North Dakota coaches want a flag. Not going to get one. Forward progress gives him a game of about 4. Again, over 100 yards for the 3rd straight contest for Sawyer. First Fighting Hawk to do that since 2016, Brady Oliveira. Kaminsky sets, fires. Good pressure up front again by Shane Bennett, who's had a couple of nice plays out there on the defensive line for the Sycamores.
Yeah, you got to be impressed with that. Yeah, I think the defensive line coming into this game knew, hey, if we can't get there, we got to get our hands up, try and get a knockdown. And that's about 4 or 5 tonight they've been able to do that. And just, it makes the world of difference. All of a sudden now you're 3rd down. The pressure has been as far as just getting hands up, knowing you're not going to get that sack, but try and make the throwing lane tough. They've done a really nice job with that.
Shift up front by the Sycamore defensive line. Liam Beecher. I think it might go against him. North Dakota trying to point against the Sycamores. We'll see what the officials rule.
False start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So the reigning Valley Offensive Lineman of the Week gets tagged for the false start. Graded out at 90% with last week's victory, where UND just pounded Southern Illinois on the ground. And talking with Isaac Fricht, he said, you know, it was really cool because Jerry obviously didn't throw the ball a lot last week. They ran the ball so well. But Jerry was like, hey, we got the win. We're fine. Now he's back to throwing, though. And this one's going to be close to a touchdown, and they're going to give it to him. Caden Dennis having a day. Good response by this North Dakota offense. The lead back up to 26, pending the extra point.
Just that post route again by Caden Dennis, gets inside the defensive backs, delivers. Kaminsky delivers that ball right in between the safety and corner there. Good route by Caden Dennis. Good touchdown for North Dakota.
Boy, Caden Dennis coming into this game, 10 catches for 91 yards. Today, 5 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown. Having a career day here inside the Alaris Center.
And that's what you want. You want your guys to be able to go out and make plays. And you know, I just look back, I look at this offense, and it's just so multi-dimensional. There's so many guys that can get involved. And Kaminsky does that. He does not just pick one receiver and you can plan around that one guy. It is everybody involved. And go back to his statement about, hey, we won the game. That's all that matters last week. And that's the mindset you want your quarterback to have. All about the team, all about doing what's right for the program. And he's doing a great job leading this team so far.
Yeah, another touchdown pass for Kaminsky. Jerry continues to just be a steady Eddie coming back after that interception. Helps lead the team down the field. Fair catch called for and made. And let's take a look at our Lignite Cole Power drive of the game. Pass to Caden Dennis, who has just been so good in this afternoon's game, been the favorite weapon for Jerry.
Yeah, getting open, same route there, just on the opposite side, just a post route inside the defensive backs. And Kaminsky delivering the football, knowing in the defense where that opening is going to be, just right on the money with his throws.
You talk about the level of preparation. The players have alluded to it throughout the season that, man, we are so prepared going into games. And that maybe kind of shows it a little bit because they keep on drilling that play to Caden Dennis, and it's just working.
Yeah, and I think it's all around too. I mean, the defense has said that too. Like, we just feel like going into games, we know what the other team's going to do, and that's a preparation thing, and that's a coaching thing. And I also think it's cool when Coach Frichte says, sometimes I got to kick the kid out of my office. Like, he just wants to be in there all the time learning. I mean, that says a lot too about your kids and your program, and these guys right now are all bought in on understanding how to go out and execute, and they're doing a great job of it.
Miles Terry coming in there making a play. Miles making the most of his reps, the senior from Conroe, Texas. Number 47. Logan Eckhart in there as well. Third, and call it a long 2 here for Indiana State. Riddle going up top again. That one tipped up and intercepted. On the return, Tyler Erkman. Erkman still running down to the 15. And it has become turnover city here inside the Alerus Center.
Tyler Erkman has continued to grow as a player. Huge play last week, forcing a turnover, and then he gets this one here off the tip. That's tip drill. You work that every day in practice for turnover circuit. And Tyler Erkman's right there to pick that ball off and bring it back for a great return. Boy, this defense is just buzzing right now.
Third interception for this North Dakota defense. And it sets them up inside the Hugo's red zone. Brock Riddle taking a look. I don't know if he's going to want to watch that. Strandell in motion. Hand off to Brunel. Picks up a couple there. Actually, no. That was Grant Rumfo up the middle. Nope, wait, that was 21. Sorry, I got my 12s and 21s mixed up.
And I think you're going to see a heavy dose of Colton Brunel as this game goes on here. Get him some carries, have him kind of be that back the rest of the way.
Kaminsky, seen him do this a couple of times, running, and boy, Eric Schmidt wants to see his quarterback stay upright when he gets in those dangerous spots. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter.
Kaminsky rolling out, looking for somebody, nothing there. Gets a good block by Sam Strandell on the top. Able to pick up a first down.
Kaminsky on first and goal. Going to go to the air for Fleming. Touchdown! Spreading the wealth. Another touchdown for Jerry Kaminsky. Over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns now. Passing for number 11. And BJ Fleming, who had a couple of touchdowns in the last game at the Alerus Center, gets on the board.
Again, kind of reads that play. Sees he has Fleming out there, one-on-one coverage. Going to take that matchup a lot of the time if you're North Dakota, using his speed, gets to the outside. Another well-thrown football by Kaminsky. Another touchdown for the Fighting Hawks.
And it comes off the heels of an interception and a long return by Tyler Erkman. And on to kick the extra point, number 52, Easton Choate. The freshman knocks it through. Coming on for Kenton Loffman. They'll get some reps in for the freshman, and Choate drives it through for a 44-10 lead. And now it's a 34-point lead, but man, just 5 minutes ago it was a little bit nerve-wracking for North Dakota.
Well, and that's what makes them so dangerous too. They have the ability to all of a sudden, just like that, make those explosive plays and get a big lead again, and just going out and making them. And boy, did they ever defensively. What Indiana State's trying everything they can to get a deep shot downfield, and the defensive backs are right there. Pressure's been there. We can't say enough about the performance from the Fighting Hawks so far this game.
Jerry Kaminsky matches his career high for touchdown passes. Had 4 against Portland State, 4 against UNI, but now at 300 yards passing. That is a new career high for the Wisconsin native. And he still isn't done. We have another quarter left to play, depending on how long he stays in the game. Take a look at the recap on our Lignite Coal Power Drive. Kaminsky has been in overdrive in this game, running the ball well and passing the ball well.
Yeah, it all started with the big turnover there. Got him in great field position. Kaminsky does the rest. Good run, and then throws it up to Fleming for a touchdown. And Fighting Hawks are doing a great job right now on all 3 phases of this football game.
North Dakota, 300 passing yards, 193 on the ground. They are 7 yards away from cracking 500. Indiana State stuck at 180. And they're still stuck there as Osho dropped for no gain on the play. Devereaux helping out on the tackle on defense. And boy, the defense has been very even as far as tackles go. Devereaux with 4, Blewett with 4, Lewis with 4, McNeil, Wiltshire with 4. It's been a complete team effort, a 44-10 lead. Jerry Kaminsky, 4 passing touchdowns for number 11, and they lead it big at home. 4th quarter coming up next on Midco Sports.
This game on Midco Sports is presented by Sanford Health, the proud healthcare partner of North Dakota Athletics.
44-10 lead for the 8th-ranked Fighting Hawks here at home. Taking a look at your stats after 3 quarters. 493 yards of offense in 3 quarters for North Dakota, outgaining Indiana State by 300-plus yards. And now that's not going to help either. The riddle is solved. A sack by North Dakota. Brody Thornton The freshman from Menominee, Wisconsin, flies in for the sack.
UND getting some valuable reps for people out here too. You can see that, they've changed some guys. They've got some new guys in there that, these reps are huge for those guys, and see them make plays like that. That's building depth for your team, and that's why this is so important.
The quarterback pressure, the sacks continue. Mike Berg brought it up earlier today. When facing this defense, quarterbacks look like a one-eyed dog in a sausage factory. Coach has a way with words, doesn't he?
That one. I like that one. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
I laughed out loud.
That's impressive.
Still 3rd and a mile after the short gain. There's Erkman, who had the interception and long return earlier. Erkman got a lot of reps last year as a youngster in this defense. He's kind of taken on a different role, but it's allowed him to probably develop a lot better as a defender.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's been huge, is just to be able to learn, be able to watch, get in there, and then continue to make plays. And as the season goes on, it's just been better and better.
Different punt returner out there for North Dakota. I think that's Dennis. And Caden makes the clean catch. Lots to smile about for him. 100 yards and a touchdown for Caden Dennis. Hawks lead a bit.
It's game day.
Take a look at your PS garage of the game. Jerry Kaminsky, a career day, 300 passing yards. That's a career high. 4 passing touchdowns matches a career high. He has been everything and more for North Dakota this season and really shined this afternoon.
Yeah, and even the one turnover was when he got hit. I mean, that one you can't even really put on him. Just continues to run this offense, be a playmaker out there, and I just think, boy, from where he was at fall camp, fighting for the job, to all of a sudden being the guy out there just making plays, I think that has just been a great sign for North Dakota fans.
And he'll watch the rest of the game likely from the sideline. Javance Tupuata Johnson has checked into the game, the transfer from San Diego State, 6'5", 215, 3 for 8, 41 passing yards so far on the season for Javance. And the handoff to Lee, who got that first down on the last play. Boy, chain gang crew member down, and that's scary. And he is down behind the Indiana State bench. Took a big shot. As Lee was pushed out of bounds, and good pursuit from the sideline to sideline for the Sycamores. But, well, when you sign up for that job, you kind of know the role and you know the risks. Let's hope he's all right. There's a look at Jerry Kaminsky. So coming into today, he was 4th in the country, 1st in the Missouri Valley with 18 passing touchdowns, now up to 22. Entering the day, Derek Robertson from Monmouth had 27 passing touchdowns this season. Teron Dickens of Western Carolina had 22. So he has matched that 22 for what would be second. We'll see how the rest of the day plays out in college football. But, man, 22 passing touchdowns through now 8 games in just the 2 interceptions, one of them coming this afternoon. That is remarkable.
It really is. I mean, it's just incredible the way that he's been able to go out there and talk about going against some high-quality football teams, too. I mean, the schedule for North Dakota hasn't been easy. I mean, there's been great teams they've gone against, and to go out and perform like that, and I just think the look in his eyes is always, I got this. You know, I think everybody kind of feeds off that, too, the quiet confidence that he brings. Obviously does the work to kind of back it up as well, but I think that he's just got that swagger to him right now, and the ability to go out and make those plays has been extremely impressive so far this season.
And as he continues to shine, the chatter around the country has to continue for him to be a guy in the thick of it for name the award. I mean, he's gonna be a contender for the Peyton Award and a lot of those other things if he continues this trajectory. Still some tough games here down the stretch, but also big opportunities. Yeah, 2 shy of Danny Freund's Division I record at 22 passing touchdowns, and we still have a lot of games to play.
Yeah, how would he not be up? You're exactly right. I mean, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, they really do. He has done a great job.
Been a heck of a year. Nice punt coverage there. Nate DeMontenac, all smiles for North Dakota, leading big at home.
Game on Midcoast Sports is presented by Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
44-10 lead, comfortable situation here for the home squad, 8th ranked in the country. Came in, number 10 scoring offense in all the land, and that number is only going to continue to climb. Averaging 39 points coming in. That ball off the mark from Riddle, who came in, had the big explosive play to Rochelle, the long gain. Things have quieted down a little bit. We've got a Fighting Hawk down here. Another injury timeout as this second half has been a long one. But all thoughts right now with looks like Wyatt Bell, maybe. Big number 61, redshirt freshman from Rogers, Minnesota, 6'3", 295. And sometimes you get these players, Ryan, into the game. Younger guys haven't had a lot of game reps lately, and it can be a challenge.
Well, when you're in the trenches, too, I mean, things like that happen. There was a big pile right there. could have got rolled up on or something like that. You just hate to see this. Guys finally get their opportunity to get out there, and you just hope he can get up and be okay here.
You see some of the leaders on this defense coming out to try to help him out. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Out there to help him. It's Logan Eckhart and Emmanuel Olegbaju. 3 big dudes right there. Indiana State ball on the 1-yard line, and boy, we didn't really get a chance to talk about it too much going into break, but what a punt and what great punt coverage. Nate DeMontenac was able to down it at the 1. And Indiana State does its best Philadelphia Eagles impersonation with their version of the tush push.
Just trying to get something going, trying to get out of the end zone there. But it goes back to what you were saying, Jody, about that punt coverage and everybody getting down there, hustling down, getting that ball stopped on the 1-yard line. Makes life even harder for Indiana State here.
UND defense with an opportunity, a couple of reserves in, and that ball's knocked out, and that's going to be a safety. Second big play of the game from Miles Terry as he comes off the edge and hits a 2-pointer.
Well, that coverage again. Miles Terry just right off the edge, uncovered. Again, knocks that ball out, goes to the back of the end zone, safety for North Dakota.
And this is what head coach Eric Schmidt talked about, taking pride in your game in the second half and closing a team out. And even as the reserves come in, the pressure continues. These quarterbacks for Indiana State have had to deal with a lot. And North Dakota's defense continues to flex its muscle. And it's the funny thing, we've been talking, Jerry Kaminsky, huge day, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns passing. Yet you still look over there and it's 46-10 game. UND's defense doing an excellent job once again. A team that is tuned up here for the stretch run.
Yeah, they really are. And you go back to that standard. Coach Schmidt talking about that at half. And, a lot of work was put in to put that 10 on there. Now it's your job to go out and make sure it stays up there, not give up any more points. And that's a pride thing for anybody who's out there defensively, that don't give up any points. And that's the standard. You get out there, you can do your job, and you make sure that you keep the execution at a high level.
Here comes a return for North Dakota. Little stop and go moves there by Christian Hoskins. And North Dakota will start at about their own 34-yard line. And going back to the point of the way their season has played out and the way history has been for North Dakota, they went on the road and got a couple of wins, kind of conquered those demons. Then you get to this point where, oh boy, is this a trap game? You're getting ready to play your South Dakota State, North Dakota State here at the end of the season. And boy, they answered the bell on that one as well. The fans are seeing it.
That's a great point, Jody. It really is. I mean, that has been, maybe something in the past that has caught up with North Dakota has been obviously the road struggles, and then games like this where, you kind of have a sluggish start, but then all of a sudden North Dakota just turned it on. And I think that, again, that's the mindset of this football team right now is, I hate to use Coach Schmidt's phrase, but that junkyard dog mentality. Every single time you're out there, every single play, you go out and give it 110%, and that's what this team's doing right now.
Brunel with a nice run up the middle, following some of those backups on the offensive line. I just mentioned it. The remaining schedule. You're at South Dakota, who just dropped one. They're going to be really upset at dropping that one against Illinois State at home. They'll be home again in Vermillion. But then it's North Dakota State, Murray State, South Dakota State here down the stretch. This is where you really find out about yourselves before you get to the playoffs even.
It's going to be a fun final stretch here for North Dakota. Those are some great games.
And these are key reps for Brunel, as we have talked about. Gavin Zebarth going to miss about 4 or 5 weeks with the collarbone injury that he suffered last week. And speaking of injuries, another defender down for Indiana State, but you got to kind of see what you have in Brunel. I know that Chuck Langama, the freshman from, I believe it's Maple Grove, he looked good last week, got a couple of carries in there, but I think they want to kind of keep his red shirt, so we'll see how that all develops. But a player down on the field, we'll take a break too.
On Midco Sports is brought to you by Perkins Restaurants, the comfort you crave.
8th ranked North Dakota at home, 46-10 lead. They continue to be one of the most dangerous offenses in FCS, and now it's backup time. A lot of the reserves in for North Dakota. The injured player for Indiana State, by the way, Sermaine Campbell, is helped off the field in the medical tent. That ball sails over the intended receiver's head. Tupuata Johnson was looking for Sam Strandell, Grand Forks Central product.
Good to see Sam back out there. Battled some injuries throughout this season. And a guy that has just worked as hard as anybody. Obviously one of the 701 jersey numbers, just kind of showing his leadership and work ethic. Just a great player for North Dakota. Great kid and a great family.
Carter Gorder in there at center, along with a bunch of other reserve offensive linemen. Tyler Thaden, Tyler Henry, 74 and 75 out there. Matthew Schoenecker from New Prague, Minnesota, 6'7", 290 sophomore. You just can't put a price tag on the reps that you can get in a fourth quarter where there's still a lot of time left. And this is how you build a program. This is how North Dakota State had success for so many years of building up those big leads, and South Dakota State building up those big leads and letting those other younger guys get reps so they're ready for when their numbers call. That pass incomplete. Looking for the big tight end, Romunka, who already has a touchdown in today's game. Punt unit will come out for North Dakota. Even the backup punter here, going to be Sam Klestinski. Rochelle out there to return here. Good punt. Rochelle won't get an opportunity. That's good news for North Dakota fans. Ball touched there by David Newberger, the long snapper. How about this day for the North Dakota defense, Ryan? They have been absolutely electric. They've forced turnovers. They've gotten pressure on the quarterback and really shut down Indiana State.
They really have. I mean, other than the one deep pass, I mean, they have just shut Indiana State down, and it's been in all aspects. Defensive line has been getting pressure. D-backs have held coverage. A lot of times been in man-to-man situations and have done a great job, and then linebackers flown as well. So just an overall great unit today. They did a nice job of shutting down that offense for Indiana State. And, again, these reps right now for those guys are crucial to go out and make sure that you make the plays when you're out there.
That sack, by the way, their first since August of 2019, or first safety, excuse me, since August of 2019 for UND. And I mean, you look at the other numbers: 8 quarterback hurries, 2 forced fumbles, 6 sacks, 10 tackles for loss. But you rant and rave about that, and Ples Lawrence able to rip off a big run here.
And I think for this team to continue to have success as you get into playing those Dakota schools is you need to be able to stop the run against those guys. And I think that's obviously going to be a point of emphasis as this season goes on, is continue to be able to stop the run, continue to be able to hold your own in the middle. And so far, North Dakota's been able to do that this season.
Osho picks up 6. Payne Parks with the tackle defensively. Riddle handoff, and great job defensively by North Dakota. The guys in green driving them back.
A really nice job. Good pressure by North Dakota on the defensive line. You can see right now, even if he keeps that football, there's a defender there for UND. And again, that's just being a Simon Sharp gap sound. Nice job doing their job there.
Freshman Grant Tyluki making a big play. Third down, crowd still making a little bit of noise. The ones who are still inside the Alerus Center in this game that has kind of turned into a blowout. They're going to be short of the first down, and it's going to be incomplete. They were able to jar the ball loose. Big collision there. And it fell out of B.J. Weiss' hands.
Again, I think it's the hit at the end that causes this. Oh, nice job on that play.
Evan Klute makes the play. Another Alexandria Cardinal product. For Indiana State, there you see Riddle on the sidelines. Now, what do they do at that quarterback spot as they get ready for a trip to South Dakota State next week, which will not be easy by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, it just gets tougher and tougher for this crew. Indiana State play at South Dakota State. Then you are hosting an Illinois State team that just went on the road in Vermilion. Then Youngstown State. A really tough schedule for the Sycamore squad. But what do they do at that quarterback spot? I mean, it's kind of been a carousel to begin with.
Yeah, and it almost has to keep being that. I mean, it's just one of those things with who's going to come out and, produce. And, obviously it was tough sledding right away for Patterson, but the pressure was a lot of that. Riddle came in, kind of gave him a spark for a while, but then the turnovers were really costly there. So that's definitely going to be a question mark as they move forward.
Brunel takes the handoff. Up down, Alex Rose. Played his high school ball at Terre Haute South. And some news out of Brookings tonight ahead of the big Dakota Marker game. South Dakota State will be without quarterback Chase Mason. He's been on the field in a boot. So Luke Marble will be the guy for the Jacks in the big tilt, 1 versus 2 in the country. And North Dakota will be matched with whoever wins that game in the loss column. North Dakota State has played 1 extra conference game. They're at 4-0, and then UND and South Dakota State at 3-0 coming into today. Big day in the Valley, though. That'll be a big showdown tonight.
Yeah, it certainly will. I mean, that's obviously going to be a fun game to watch, and Chase Mason going out is huge for South Dakota State. When those two teams get together, it's always a battle, and you're going to get the best effort out of both of them.
Javance going up top for Sam Strandell. Overthrew him right at the beak of the Fighting Hawk. Incomplete, and he'll bring up 4th and long in a punting situation for North Dakota. And the clock stops. 5:02 left here.
And you can see the arm strength from Javance. It's just the, Sam Strandell's got to step on that one too. You'd like to see that completed, but again, good reps here for Javance to get out there and run the offense a little bit.
His punt is blocked, and Indiana State's going to have a chance to score on it. And they do. B.J. Wiest into the end zone off the blocked punt. So the Sycamores, something to cheer about. Still a long way to dig out of this hole.
Just right off the edge too, the block and then the scoop up and score. And North Dakota spends so much time on their special teams, and again, they're going to be upset about this because this is something that they take a lot of pride in, is not having those kind of errors and those blocks go against them.
And the extra point is up and good. Well, you know what? The concession sales people are enjoying this long game, right? They're making some more money. Oh, next Saturday, North Dakota heads down to Vermillion to face a very angry Coyote squad. They dropped one to Illinois State this afternoon in Vermillion. Tommy Rittenhouse, a trio of touchdowns, 2 passing, 1 on the run. But that game again next Saturday, we'll have it for you on Midco Sports and streaming on Midco Sports Plus. Aiden Bauman struggled a little bit today. Had 1 touchdown pass, but was 21 of 38 for 173, so just 4 yards per pass play. LJ Phillips, 26 carries, 129 yards on the ground to lead South Dakota, but they come up short. A disappointing loss for the Oats. And North Dakota does not have Illinois State on the schedule this year, so they will not see the Redbirds until maybe a possible playoff matchup. We're still a long way from that. North Dakota, 4 games left after today, where it looks like they will be moving to 6-2 and 4-0 in Valley play.
The ball be placed at the 35-yard line. First down, North Dakota.
It seems like Jerry Kaminsky exited this game about a day ago. Reminder, he passed for 300 yards and threw for 4 touchdowns, rushed for another, so a 5-touchdown performance for UND's superstar quarterback, who continues to be one of the best players in the country, and I don't think anyone had heard his name around the country outside of these parts before this season began. Brunel getting some quality reps, a big stiff arm, and that'll help boost the confidence for 21, and a flag comes out. Some of us have Halloween parties to get to tonight.
Personal foul. Defense, number 25. Helmet came off during the play and continued to participate. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
So penalty going on the Sycamores, and Brunel really, it just has a good build to him and is showing his strength here on the run, and that's good for the future. There you see the helmet gone, though. Can't do that.
Well, that's a tough one because you can't really fault the player. You don't want to say just stand there and do nothing, but it's a rule. It is what it is, you know.
Good run here, ripped off by the UND quarterback. Javance down inside the 10. And he looks okay. Tupuata Johnson, and boy, he's...
he had gotten
spoke too soon. Yeah,
he had gotten tackled in that last drive there, and kind of came off grabbing a little bit. Seemed like he was okay. Came back out, and this is what he can bring to your team. I think as you get towards the playoffs, I mean, this might be a package where North Dakota can go to this too if they need to get some yards, because his athleticism is just off the charts. And boy, you hope he's okay. You can hope he can get up here, and it's just a calf type injury, but boy, his athleticism is unbelievable.
Helmet is off, and you can see the emotion pouring out of Javance, and not a good sight to see. I do want to give Torrey French on that replay that we saw. Great blocking downfield from the redshirt freshman receiver. New quarterback warming up is Jack Solik, the redshirt freshman from Burlington, Wisconsin. Take a look. Just awkwardly coming down, and at least get him to his feet here. Try not to put any pressure on that right leg. Well, there's Jack Sulik and Isaac Frichte having words with Jack as he'll come in here. So between these two teams, we've now seen 6 quarterbacks. Simon Rumfo got in for a couple plays at quarterback for North Dakota. So Sulik checks into the game, and we'll see what he can do as North Dakota's marching down, threatening for another score. Airs it out, looking for Strandell just off his fingertips. Sulik, a 3-year starter at quarterback at Burlington High School. 5,000 passing yards, 50 touchdowns in his career. He's a prep star, and he operates now in the Hugo's red zone. North Dakota 4 touchdowns and a field goal in 6 trips. That would win him a supermarket sweep. Just a run there by Brunel. Short gain. 3rd and goal from the 6. 3:40 to play, and what has been a dominant performance from North Dakota. And even these backup offensive linemen, they said, yeah, the starters got the love at halftime with a nice feature, but us number 2s and number 3s can do something too.
Yeah, they want to get in on this. I mean, this is the opportunity for them to get their chance to get out there and put points on the board. And yeah, those big boys up front are taking a lot of pride in the running game right now, that's for sure.
Aiden Teeter, another one of those guys out there, right guard. Brunel gobbled up, thrown down. Mason Kiefer to tackle. So struggling to find any room. North Dakota will turn to special teams to try to tack on 3 more. Easton Choate already connected on an extra point earlier. He lines up for the field goal. Chip shot here, Rumfo the holder. And Easton Choate is no good. So Indiana State, no, wait. Well, then the referee came over and he raised his arms like it was good. But I believe we'll go with the original call, and no good on the attempt. Tough from our angle to even see where it missed, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that was in, and then all of a sudden they called it off. So
So Indiana State's offense coming back out here, ready to roll. What's impressed you most about North Dakota? Let's start with the offensive game today.
Well, I think, again, the job of Jerry Kaminsky, and I'm just looking back to even last year, doesn't win the job, right? But he sticks it out, and he continues to work every single day, comes to practice, gets better, has the same kind of thing in spring ball, has to fight for the job, wins it here in fall camp, and he has just come out and really has been the difference offensively, is why this team is so dynamic right now. His ability to throw the football downfield, use his legs, get everything the right checks in the run game. I mean, he really has stepped up. So I think him, just overall this entire season, has really done a nice job.
Spread the ball out again, hitting 8+ different receivers. He's done that in every game this year. And North Dakota comfortably in the driver's seat. Up 46-17. We'll be back for the close of this one. North Dakota in the driver's seat, about to win a 5th straight. Can they keep it rolling? They'll be at South Dakota next week, then home against the team to the south. Bison will be making a trip up here. Will they still be ranked #1 in the country? I don't know. Something to be decided tonight down in Brookings, as the other team that UND plays at home to close out the regular season against South Dakota State. It is just a gauntlet, playing 3 of your last 4 against these Dakota schools who are right at the top.
Yeah, and everybody's going to be fired up for those. I mean, all the Dakota schools obviously want to beat each other. A lot of kids you recruited against. You wanted some of those kids to be in your program. So a lot of pride involved in those games, and it's going to be a fun stretch here to finish this thing out.
And, I mean, you even go back to when North Dakota made the move from the Big Sky to the Valley. These are the kind of scenarios you were dreaming about at some point, and boy, it is going to be a fun stretch run, being in the thick of it all, and having those 2 perennial powers come up and play inside the Alerus Center in very meaningful games here down the stretch.
And that's what the fans want too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're UND, you've wanted to be in this position of being in the top spot with those kind of programs. That's where you want to be, and now you are. So, you know, I expect this place to be absolutely crazy when NDSU comes to town and SDSU comes to town. And, you know, same thing in Vermilion. When North Dakota goes to South Dakota, that place can be rocking because those Dakota schools all want to beat each other.
Boy, how about that play blown up inside by Ethan Cole, a freshman from Chatfield, Minnesota. Chatfield has been an absolute powerhouse in high school football the last few years.
It just comes right through the middle. Like a nice play right there.
Well, there's something to be said about the confidence you can build by making plays like that on the main stage. 35 seconds left here. We'll have to run one more play, and that's all that stands between North Dakota and adding a 5th consecutive victory. Another play blown up by North Dakota, And it's a fitting finish to this one. The Fighting Hawks get a tackle for a loss. They've been in the backfield all day. And North Dakota finishes this one off with a 46-17 win. The first undefeated October for North Dakota since 2016. An impressive mark for the first-year head coach Eric Schmidt, who continues to stack up the victories as he takes care of business here against Indiana State, having some good handshakes with Austin Flieger, who he used to coach with at Southern Illinois, former member of the UND defensive staff as well. There were turnovers. There was 300 yards passing from the quarterback, 4 touchdowns, Jerry Kaminsky. It was a day to be a North Dakota fan. 46-17. We'll wrap it up after this.
Nothing feels or
The Fighting Hawks post-game show, presented by Sanford Health. Here for all, here for good.
Welcome back to the Alaris Center. Your final once again, 8th-ranked North Dakota continues its winning ways. A 5th consecutive victory, 46-17 over Indiana State. Back to put a bow on this one. Ryan Kosowski, Jody Norstead with you. And Ryan, really dominant from both ends of the spectrum. Defensively, they got after the quarterback. They were in the backfield all day. And offensively, Jerry Kaminsky put on a show.
Yeah, what more can you say? I mean, that's what you need to do in these kind of games. If you want to show what kind of program you are, what kind of team you are, that's how you need to come out and perform. And they did that, and I think that was the message at halftime from Coach Schmidt is that's the new standard. That's what we want this to be every single week. And, boy, they came out and performed and really dominated all 4 quarters of that football game.
The confidence continues to build for this UND team, who now stares down the barrel of a gun here with the schedule that they have remaining, facing some of the top teams in the Valley. We are joined downstairs by UND head coach Eric Schmidt. Coach, 5th straight win. You were looking for that dominant performance, and you look up at the scoreboard, 46-17. You have to be pretty pleased with your team today.
Yeah, they're a good team. You know, you look at the body types that they put out there, and, you know, they do a really good job, I feel like, of being able to take away what you like to do best. And I just thought defensively we did enough today to never let them really get their heart started and feel like they could move it consistently. And then offensively, I thought, you know, moving the football on the ground, it takes time, you know, at certain times of the game. I thought Sawyer was good early, and I thought Jerry completed some really important passes, too, as well, to be able to move the sticks, you know, score there in the 3rd quarter. I thought a couple really good throw and catches there, too, as well, so that was good to see.
Coach, you just talked about Jerry, but give us, what is he doing so well to make him so efficient, not turn the ball over? I mean, is he just doing a great job of reading the defense, or what makes him so special as this season has gone on?
Yeah, I think, you know, taking care of the football is number one. You know, he's done a great job. You know, I don't know what it was today, but, you know, coming in today, I think he's, you know, probably accounted for over 20 touchdowns, and we've only turned the ball over, you know, once coming out of his hand. You know, I just think, you know, he's a second, you know, just a a next level thinker. You know, him and Isaac, obviously for him to be able to be in this system now for 2 years and just to be able to evolve, he sees it the same way Isaac sees it, you know, just being able to, you know, see rotations after the snap and be able to, you know, every coverage has a weakness. I just think Jerry puts the ball, you know, where it needs to go at the right time. The receivers, you know, all know that, hey, they have to run their routes at the right depth, at the right timing, that he'll be able to get through his progressions and, you know, put the ball where it needs to go, what the defense has given us.
Coach, I don't need to remind you with your coaching experience in games that get bigger as the weeks go on. Once you get to November, you're staring at quite the finish to a schedule with the 4 games remaining. What needs to be the mindset here for the rest of the way?
Yeah, you know, I think when you're at places like this, the games in November, we like to say, are the ones you remember, you know, and they're going to be important games for us. And it's just, you know, the thing we talked about, Jody, all week this week, and a lot of people, you know, the outside noise as far as, hey, you're playing team with, you know, whatever their record is and that kind of stuff, was just being player-led, you know, and I think that's something that we talk about a lot here is holding each other accountable. I think player to player, being not just a good friend, but being a good teammate and telling a guy what he needs to hear to make him a better player and really, you know, making sure that our culture is built that way. And I thought our guys did a great job. You know, they understand that, you know, every week there's this is a what have you done for me lately business, and you know, every week there's a new story that's going to be written, and we have to do a good job of making sure that we respect winning, we're loyal to winning, and that we put in the right work every single day, because that story is going to be written based off of what we do Tuesday through Friday, and then, you know, Saturday from 3 to 6:30. We got to make sure that that we do a good job of taking care of all that preparation, and then that creates confidence in our guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate the time. Congratulations on the win, and enjoy that locker room.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Head coach Eric Schmidt, the Mandan native, takes a lot of pride being back at his alma mater and now has guided his alma mater to 5 straight wins and continues their ascension up the FCS rankings. This has been a fun team to watch.
It has. I just love his mindset, too. You know, bad teams, nobody leads. Good teams, coaches lead. Great teams, players lead. And I just think that's his mindset right now. It's every single day. There's no attitude. There's no ego. It's how do we get better? And I just think that they've taken on his mindset as this season has gone on. They've really bought into what he's brought to this football team.
Let's take a look back at the highlights here from the second half. It was a 24-3 lead at the break, and then Jerry Kaminsky rolled a couple touchdowns. Sawyer Seidel, who had a huge impact on that first drive, and boy, he's almost getting overlooked by Kaminsky's performance.
Yeah, I mean, Seidel today was unbelievable. His ability to run the football, catch the football, special teams, everything he does for this team is just has been really impressive.
And again, a third straight 100-yard game from Sawyer. First Fighting Hawk to do that since 2016, and Brady Oliveira. Caden Dennis had another really, really good day. 5 catches, 97 yards, and a score. I thought Caden really made some big plays in this one.
He did. Again, just a guy you like to see have success out there. Caden Dennis works really hard, does a lot of the little things right, and to see him get rewarded was great to see.
BJ Fleming loves playing in this building. Had 2 touchdowns against Youngstown State a couple of weeks ago. Gets one here.
And he's a guy that when you get one-on-one coverage with BJ Fleming, you're going to take your chances. He's going to win a lot of those one-on-one matchups, and he did right there.
Hey, you got to love this, being a defensive guy. Miles Terry with a 2-pointer.
Absolutely. It was all night. I mean, just relentless defense, getting after the quarterback. And you don't get a lot of safeties in this league. To get one was good to see for those defensive players.
If you want something to work on, special teams-wise, they get a block here on a punt, and BJ Weiss picks it up and even returns it for the score for the Sycamores as well. Gives them a little something to cheer about, but boy, the damage was completely done by then. 564 yards of offense for North Dakota. We spotlighted the offensive line at halftime. Boy, they're a big piece to that puzzle.
They are, and again, it's a group that has a lot of chemistry, a lot of pride in what they do, and they came out and just dominated. They knew they needed to be able to run the football. They did that. The passing game obviously was great. And just be able to have the efficiency they've had offensively, it all starts with those big guys up front.
Career day, though, for Jerry Kaminsky. 300 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and interception, and a rushing score as well. Now up to 22 passing touchdowns against 2 picks.
Just incredible. I mean, you look at around the country, again, he's got to be a guy that is getting mentioned for awards, because he has stepped up and he really has become the face of that offense, and the reason why they've been so successful is because of 11 behind center.
Well, no matter what happens tonight between the Dakota marker game, South Dakota State, North Dakota will be tied atop the MVFC standings with another win today. Still unbeaten in conference play. It was a fun one this afternoon. North Dakota pulling away and flexing their muscle once again. Our next broadcast for them will be next week in Vermillion at South Dakota. Our next live broadcast next Friday. North Dakota hockey against Minnesota Duluth. For Ryan Kosowski and our entire crew, I'm Jody Norstead saying good night.
At Rome.
Caruso is a 19-year-old sophomore